Oh, wait, there we go. Okay. Starting the show with a bit of a bang. Just came running into the house. I'm here. I'm ready. It's highly motivated. Welcome to the Friday night smoke sesh. So I have to start. I have to start with I'm in chaos right now. I just ran out of traffic. I diverted all my plans. The entire day has changed in an instant. Now, when I say that, I kind of understood I was running out of time. I kind of understood that I couldn't fit everything in that I wanted to fit in today. But I don't stress. I don't worry about it. I just let it go, knowing that there are still things that need to be completed, knowing there are still things I need to get to. But instead of letting that consume me, instead of letting that take me over, I'm one person. I can only do so much. So sometimes it's better to understand that exactly, that you can only do so much. Time ran out, and that's what it is. So this evening, together, we now get to spend together in this highly motivated environment, in this Friday night smoke sesh of community. This is an opportunity for everybody to get together and just have a little smoky smoke. Have a little tokey toke, have a little talky talk. Tokey toke, talky talk, smoky smoke. I like it. Mm. I've been driving all day. I just got out of the car. I just walked in. Like, we're talking boom, 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 boom. Everything happening so quickly right now. Really, not even a lot of time for my mind to kind of process everything. So I'm processing things live here on the show. And look, I always tell everybody the show is such a funny thing for me because it takes me, it takes me easily 10, 15 minutes to get comfortable into the show, especially after working all day long. So I left super early this morning and I made it to Tampa. Visited a few people in Tampa, then went to Largo. And then from Largo, I went into St. Pete. So I was able to hit 3 different cities today. Then, last minute, and keep in mind, I was supposed to leave St. Pete pretty early for my way onto Miami. So, but before leaving for Miami, I had to get marketing materials. So everything kind of happened last minute. I got stuck in traffic. I got down there, picked up my marketing, was going to drive to Miami, but looking at the time, while stuck in traffic, I was never going to make it. So instead of stressing, instead of freaking out, I changed my plans up a bit. Instead, tomorrow, we're gonna create more of an exciting event. I'm going to, you're not breaking plans. You're not really changing plans. You're redirecting your energy into the best used places. So tonight, my energy is all over the place. I've been driving all day. I've been talking all day. I've been moving and shaking all day. So I need this. I need this right now. This highly motivated smoke sesh for us to come together and just chat and just chat and just chat. I don't even know what I'm saying. Words don't come out right. I've been waiting all day to smoke. And today, I am quite excited. I am going to be playing with my little Puffco proxy. I enjoy this thing tremendously. And we will be smoking some lovely concentrate, a little bit of batter, and a little bit of jam. So I've got batter, I have jam, 2 different types of concentrates. I also have a rosin vape. Now, again, I don't vape distillates. I don't do anything with botanical terpenes or anything that's not natural that has been added into my cannabis. Really, I'm organics or nada. So tonight, everything that I'm smoking has come from Gold Flower Cannabis. We have some roll-ups, which is a hybrid-leaning sativa. I have some Chimera #4, which is a hybrid-leaning sativa. Really quickly, let me mention Chimera. Chimera is one of those strains that they've been pheno hunting. Pheno hunting means you take one strain, you grow 1,000+ plants, maybe less, but let's just say 1,000 plants, and out of that 1,000 plants, there may be 20 of them 20 different styles of variations of the pheno hunt, where they're checking the different strain variations in that plant. So maybe 20 of them come out and they're beautiful plants. They smoke right, they look good, they smell good, but each one is a little different variation. For example, Chimera number 2 is an indica, very solid as what we would call an indica, mind body relaxant. So muscle and mind relaxant in Chimera number 2. But Chimera number 4 is more of a sativa. Same plants, same lineages, but the 4th phenotype cross of this plant creates euphoric buzzes, energy, just a real interesting difference between different strain variations. So tonight we're actually trying the Chimera 4 in rosin. So this is my, I'm going to call it the Orin Plus. This is actually the Wolf Fung, if I'm going to do it properly. But it makes me cough this way because it's a really huge, huge hit. It's huge. So we're just going to do it this way. There we go. God, that is so cheesy, so gassy. You don't have to hold it in. Holding it in only irritates the lungs and is going to cause you to cough a little bit more. That smelled so skunky. That's definitely the Chimera 4. I can tell by taste because of the I call it a cheesy skunky, and that's really my broad term in describing the funk, the beautiful funk, the funk that's healing mentally and physically, the aroma of that funk. I can smell it right now, kind of wafting in the air, and the aroma of that funk is what gets you going. It tells me if that's something I want to smoke. Even in a vape, I think the aroma is just as important as your terpene, just as important as your THC. So many times we look at it and go, okay, THC is everything. It's not. You need all the other cannabinoids to make cannabis work. THC on its own really does nothing. It's glue. It's glue that helps bond CBD. It's glue that helps bond all the other cannabinoids, 250 plus different cannabinoids, bonding those to the body for longer periods of time and getting it to work. Because look, CBD on its own only bonds to the body on its own for maybe 3 to 4 hours. And then it washes out of your system. So with THC, you're bonding it for longer periods of time. Now, Friday night is not just a smoke sesh. Friday night is my attempt at an actual podcast, is my attempt at an actual conversation. Oh, yet you better believe it. Absolutely. I am definitely hoping so. I was talking about the Orin Plus. And I forgot to say it. So anyways, this is the Orin Plus. This is the Wolf Fung. I do want to mention, this is the Wolf Fung. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you are commenting on LinkedIn, I can't see names. It just says LinkedIn user. So I just want to let everybody know that. And if you're commenting on LinkedIn or Facebook, I think I see it only on YouTube. I only see the comments from YouTube and Twitch. So if you're on one of those networks, and I see it from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitch are the only places that I see comments. On Facebook, I don't see them. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a nice little banner to put here on the podcast to let people know where they can go to comment, where I'll be able to actually respond back to everybody. But I do see it here. And yes, actual sessions in person, again, are on the docket. They're on the horizon. They're coming back. So Friday nights, it's not just a smoke sesh. Friday night is not just, hey, let's get high, but hey, let's get high. Friday nights we have topics. We have something to talk about. And lately, my whole brain has been on manifestation. I mean, it's always on manifestation and creation and making your day. But I think it goes deeper than that. And I think it goes in more of a wanting than just Wolfong. But the Wolfong is the Orin Plus. Well, when it talks to you like an Alexa. I want to talk kind of about mindfulness. I want to talk about intention and living with intention. Yes, living by the seat of your pants, but having intention behind that. Not thinking of the past, not thinking of the future, but doing things now, living in the now. So tonight, we will loosely be talking about living in the now, talking about mindfulness as a superpower. We'll talk about letting go of the past. Maybe the future is too much of a distraction. Stop thinking in a future tense and start thinking in the now tense. So we'll also talk about maybe the future is too much of a distraction. Being fully engaged in the now, in the present, and how that aids your manifestation goals. I want to tell you something funny that somebody said to me. They said, well, I heard it. Not nobody said it to me. I heard it, and I can't tell you from where because I can't remember necessarily. But during the day, you have 60,000 wants. During the day, you want to manifest everything in the world. You want to create everything in the world. You want everything in the world. You want everything because your mind is everywhere and it's racing everywhere and it sees everything and it wants to be a part of it. So manifestation happens with what you really want and need. And it's what you ask for over and over and over again. It's what you write down and it's what you see in your mind's eye. Our physical reality, your grip on that reality is so loose, it's not strong enough. But on the metaphysical reality, on the place where we go to right before dream state, in the alpha state, we need to start thinking about what we're manifesting, that one goal that we're trying to accomplish, the one thing that we need. And for some it's money, for some it's fame, for some it's love. But in those things, we have to singularly manifest it. We have to singularly see it and act it out like it's already happened, like we're already benefiting from it, like things are already in motion. And that's what I'm learning about manifestation. I told a story last podcast that I was learning about manifestation in a new way and that I was doing it wrong the whole time. And how I almost had to you have to trick your mind into believing something. And in that trick, you're able to get the yin of the yang or the yang of the yin. We are living in parallel with other universes and other realities. So where things may be good for us here, they may be bad for us there. And things are good for us there, they're bad for us here. Kind of like a particle existing in two different places, but being connected to the same. And when this is in the positive, this particle is at the negative. When this particle collapses, this particle collapses exactly at the same time. So that kind of shows we're connected in a multiverse. I'll talk about that again later. The higher I get, the more I'll talk about those things. So tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to be dropping our ideas of the past and dropping our ideas of the future and recreating how we see now and why we want to see now. I know it's easier said than done, but it's not. The problems are still going to be there. The issues are still going to be there. I'm not saying don't take care of your problems. I'm not saying don't work on your issues, but don't worry about them. Don't stress about them. Don't manifest them. Don't create your stress to be your entire world. Let it go. Let it go through meditation. Let it go through, look, my form of meditation is the Orin Plus, available online. I was gonna do like a little mini commercial for it. So last podcast we were joking around that this looks like an Alexa, and Wouldn't it be great if you could attach a cart into the top of an Alexa and just kind of have that on the wall and be like, yo, Alexa, hit me up. Alexa's like, absolutely, Oren. Or, hey, Oren Plus, do you know what I need right now? Absolutely. Boom, boom. Wait, is it clogged? It's then it clogs. Ah. I'm currently out of flour. I've smoked all the flour that I've bought. And the state is currently not allowing me to have any more flour for a couple of days. So I'm high and empowered. This evening, we're smoking concentrates. This evening, we're going to be tasting and testing and enjoying batter, jam, rosin, and it's rosin batter, by the way. Rosin batter. Let me just take off this little protective cover so you can. I showed this the other show, and as you can see, I didn't smoke too much of it. This was a 1 gram batter, so I keep mine in the freezer. I took it out of the freezer though, and I let it sit for like 10 minutes. That way, and I let it sit with the top on. I didn't open it up. That way, there's no condensation and no water getting into my beautiful butter batter rosin. So actually, I might as well open that up now. What am I doing? Silly me. Closing it back up again. No. And I'm going to go ahead and put some of that right now into the proxy, just so I have that loaded while I'm chit-chatting with you this evening. So if you just stumbled upon the show, welcome. This is Friday, Smoke Sesh, Highly Motivated. We are here tonight talking about, well, the truth in manifestation. The truth in real creationism. Living now. Creating now. Manifesting what you really need and want. Not just what you want, but the need as well. Somebody, I can't remember the name now. My brain just popped. But they said, this famous cat that talks about manifesting all the time, said something about manifesting $10 million is easy. It's realizing, you can manifest money, but if you don't need it or you're not sincere about it, then it doesn't really come together. It's only about the things that you're sincere about and that you love and that you think about and that take up all that space in the brain. Manifesting, like some people manifest love. Some people manifest friendship and jobs and opportunity. But maybe we have to be very picky with the words we use. Hello there. Welcome to the show. Let me see. Awesome. It's a pleasure to have you here from Twitch. So tonight already I see comments from LinkedIn and from Twitch. Welcome to the show. It is a super pleasure to have you here, yo. Tonight, we're talking about many things. Maybe rewiring our brains, rewiring the way we see the world around us. This is a deeper conversation, I understand. And that's why I may not get overly deep. Or maybe I will. It depends how the chimera starts to hit me, or how the roll-ups, which is a lovely sativa, starts to hit me. I love the aroma of butter batter. And this is rosin batter. So this is a beautiful fresh press. No chemical, a solvent-free extraction, meaning no ethanol, no butane, no chemicals, no CO2 were used in the extraction of the cannabis. And this right here comes from the female sativa, not hemp, but female sativa. And we may even have a little discussion tonight about what is Delta 9? What is THCA? How do we really classify that? And sometimes it is very difficult to tell between the two. We may even talk about a little bit of bad industry practice. There are some players out there that are spraying their cannabis. That's a definite no. if it ever looks too colorful, too bright, too pink, too this, smells too flowery, don't pick it up. If you can't eat it, you don't smoke it. Okay, I've done enough talking. Let me just go ahead and get a little bit of this lovely batter out. Oh, that's a big. So that's a really big dab. And see how that comes out in a really nice big beautiful chunk. So that I'm just going to go ahead and I'll show you that I opened up my Proxy's top and I'm going to, and tonight I'm even show you how I clean it if we smoke enough to stuff. So I'm just going to put that right in. I'm just going to tap it in there and let that fall to the bottom. Okay. You'll see that some of it got stuck on the sides. There you go. But as that heats up, that's going to break down that batter very nicely. And that's roll-ups batter from Gold Flour. Super excited. And tonight's podcast almost didn't happen. I was on my way to Miami. I was stuck in crazy traffic and realizing I wouldn't make it to Miami in time, realizing I wouldn't have made it there in time for a concert this evening. But it was a work concert and I feel terrible that I didn't make it, but I was able to turn around and I was able to shake things up a bit because I just let it go. Instead of stressing about things and letting it mutate inside of me, I let it go and I changed plans and moved things immediately. And tonight I was able to start the show a little bit late, but I was able to start the show. So if you're just joining us, welcome to Highly Motivated. This is a community smoke sesh, but it's not just a smoke sesh because you don't have to smoke. You don't have to eat it. You don't have to drink it. You don't have to rub it onto your body. Nothing. Just be here as part of community. Be here as friends, as people, just hanging out, talking about a little bit of everything. And sometimes I mix cannabis into the conversation as well. So I was just talking about manifestation and living in the now. I was talking about how we need to not only rewrite our brains, but freedom from expectation, leaving expectation out of everything. Don't expect anything. Don't stop expecting from people. Stop holding shit against people. Remember shit. Don't let shit completely go. Understand that through the passages of time, we learn to I'm forgetting the words here. I'm looking in one second. I'm saying forget about the past. Don't hold things against people, but remember people. Remember situations. Remember what goes on in the world and calculate your decisions. Be intentional with what you choose to hold against people. Power of acceptance, accepting. And I don't want to get dark. I don't want to get too deep, but accepting what life is and how short life really is. Accepting that we are energy, accepting that we just change form. Look, water changes into steam and steam changes back into water. I know, fucking mind blown. It just changes form. We are energy, just changing form. And maybe that's what people meant by reincarnation, as our energy leaves our body and it changes form or it recreates, it reincarnates, still remembering the knowledge and the lessons of the past, but shooting us back into a whole new form of energy. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Nobody knows until you're there. And then somehow we forget everything. So in that, maybe we accept more and stop holding things against life. Maybe we accept the energetic nature of the universe and different theories and different ideas. Just accept. Stop fighting in every word. Stop fighting. And I have to learn to do this as well. I am going through so many things here. Look, freedom of expectation. I expect so much out of myself. Out of myself, I push myself to a point that is ridiculous sometimes. I do. But because I expect, it keeps clogging. Oh, making sure it doesn't clog anymore. Once you inhale it into your system, your lungs are already assimilating it into your bloodstream. Wow, that was a big hit. So because I don't have flour, I'm smoking concentrates tonight. Because I have no flour on my rack, here in Florida, the state of Florida kind of regulates how you buy flour. It regulates by, for example, if I bought an ounce today, I couldn't buy another ounce for 36 days. I mean, I can buy my other rec depending on how I purchased the month before. So, depending on how you purchased the month before, depicts more or less how you get to purchase the next month. Wow. We're going to try the proxy in just a moment. And I want to tell you, I clean the proxy with a Q-tip. Now, for a deeper cleaning, this piece ends up having to go, not that dirty right now. This piece, I'll soak it in alcohol and I'll clean it out and much nicer. And this is that even smells good. This catches the material. So as I'm pulling the material out of here, and I'll show you, it comes out of this little hole, okay? And it gets sucked right into it. Just holds all the dirt, all the grossness, all the junk of it is sitting right inside here. So this device I don't clean as often. I should though. But this is a Puffco proxy, and the reason I love the Puffco proxy so much is that I clean it with a Q-tip. I have other devices, and they're beautiful devices, but they require much more cleaning. And especially if we're going to be doing concentrates this evening, because I have no flour, I need some Q-tips for cleaning. Okay, moving on. So let's get back to talking about creationism, manifestation, living in the now. I am very fortunate to be gifted as a person that is able just to drop all of his issues, all of his problems, all of his thoughts, and concentrate on the moment at hand. Now, I say concentrate because sometimes you have to stop thinking. I mean, completely stop thinking. Stop overdoing it. We need too much sound, too much noise, too much going on. So some people say meditation. I don't have time to meditate. I mean, what I'm doing right here, I consider meditation in a sense. Like when I'm smoking and I'm bringing myself to kind of a center, that's my quick meditation. But when I'm driving, there's no music. When I'm driving, there's no radio, there's no phone, there's nothing. And I drive long distances. Like today, I was going to drive to Miami, but instead I was in St. Pete at my furthest. So at my furthest, I was in St. Pete. And so it's like a 2.5 hour drive. Well, 3 hour. If I'm going down to St. Pete, I started in Tampa and then I was in Largo, Florida, and then St. Pete, Florida. So 2 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, whatever. It all blends. But the big bulk of driving, the 2-3 hours, can be mind blowing, but no music, no nothing. Because I want my brain to think of nothing. I want to drop everything. I do this because you have to become a different person sometimes, creating a different mood, a different scenario, so that you can think differently. You can think clearly. You can think about what's happening now. Yes, there are still problems, and there are still bricks that I'm carrying and issues that I've got tied to me and weights that are in bags, that whatever, however you describe stress and however you describe responsibilities or needs and wants and issues and problems, however you describe anything that's considered like that, we carry that in so many different ways. We bundle it up and make sure that we hold on to it tight. And so we use that to talk to people. We use that to work. We use that to drive. We use that to buy things from the corner store person and how we deal with them. Expectations in everything we do. We expect everything from everyone in every situation. So cannabis helps me release some of those expectations, but we still carry them. We still carry them with everything we do. So that weight, I'm lucky because I'm able to take that weight and put it to the side. I've been able to find something, a medication, a recreation, a community plant that has opened my mind to understanding that I still have issues to deal with. There are still going to be problems. There's still going to be responsibilities and bills. You know, there's still going to be everything that encompasses all of that. But why carry it? Carrying it does nothing good. To carry it with you does no help. It just manifests more weight and more stress and more issues in the world around you. Knowing it is there, knowing I have to take care of it, I bundle it all up. I put it right over here on an imaginary table. It's there. I see it. And occasionally I go over to this table when I have time for it. I'm like, okay, I understand. Let's take care of this thing right now. So now I take one thing off that table, and that table's less wobbly. It's more sturdy. And I see that. I'm like, oh, I can do this now. I can start working on this now. Not later, not tomorrow, now. Part of living in the now, part of being in the now is being able to jump on it and start now. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait another day, another week, another year, another lifetime. We don't have that kind of time. So instead, live now by smelling the beautiful smell now. I was driving home in a hurry, had to change my plans, and luckily we came home and we still have the show this evening. But as I drove home, I looked off to the left, and the rays of the sun were coming through the clouds. And there were cows in these big fields below. So the cows were being lit up by the sun, by this golden, beautiful, golden red sun as I'm driving home. That's magic. If I was on my phone or maybe daydreaming somewhere else, I would have never seen that. And I will never get that moment back. That's what I see magic as, are the colors that you can't replicate, the smells of the flowers that you can't get, that are just amazing, and they overwhelm you and overtake you and put you on a trip and an adventure. That's why me and Ange grow flowers here on the land and have little botanical gardens everywhere, because that's what life becomes about. Becomes about the joy of now, the creationism of now, the manifestation of the things that we need and want authentically, not just the want of money. I mean, I don't have any money. I have 5 kids and they're expensive. They are, I have 4 here on the land, and kids take a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of money, but money's not something I have. But money's also not something I wish for. And it's not something I really manifest. Maybe I need to. Maybe I need to start manifesting a little bit of cash. But instead, I want something different. Instead, I want health. I want intentional happiness. I want sunrises and sunsets. I want to see butterflies and hummingbirds. You know, I want as many extra days with my father as I can get. I want good people to work with. And it's something I'm blessed with right now. I really am. Truly blessed. In any way you want to call what a blessing could be. A blessing is energy, it's vibe, it's magical. You know, I manifested a living that I was not only happy with, but proud of. And to me, that's true manifestation and true creationism, because it was authentic. It's what I needed. It's what I wanted. Sure, we want money. Sure, we all want money, or we want what money can buy. We want the idea of what money can buy, but it's just an idea. It's just what you create in your head and consider that an idea of what money can buy. But it misses so many things. It misses the truth of what happiness really is. And I think happiness is understanding. It's not a physical thing. It's not material. I mean, sometimes for a moment, those physical and material things add to the overall happiness of my metaphysical understanding of it, of my what is happiness. It's everything. It's everything. It's every day. It's every breath. And so many times you're too busy to smell the beautiful flowers around you. You're too busy to see the hummingbird stop motionless in front of you. That's fucking magic. That's amazing. And when we see it, it's like, but we don't, it's like we can't take it in. We can't appreciate it because everything's too busy around us. You have to let go of all that you carry. Whether you smoke cannabis or you don't, whether you use edibles or you don't, whether you, even if you don't like the smell, okay, it doesn't matter. We're still the same under the leaf. We're all in this giant community. And so, I don't know. I think it comes down to get rid of your expectations and accept easier. It's the power of acceptance. So maybe we'll chit chat a little bit more about this. I mean, I know 36 minutes, still kind of smoking, toking, chit chatting. Did I even get the puff coat? I didn't. Now's a good time. Because we're also going to talk about healthy habits for life, routines. But you can be flexible in your routine. Don't put pressure on yourself. Actually, quick thing I want to mention. Okay. With like routines and putting pressure on yourself. New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, everybody has this, I want to quit smoking. I want to lose weight. I want to be a better person. I want to blah, 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 blah. And we do this. We want to quit smoking, for example, on New Year's Eve. Well, that means you just put an incredible amount of pressure on yourself to be able to quit on a specific date because you're hyping it up to yourself. You're making it more than what it is. But if you were to quit a week before on your own, easily, maybe minimizing the amount that you smoke, you wouldn't even notice it. And before you know it, you're not smoking anymore. Try manifestation with that. At night, as you're going to sleep, envision yourself taking a cigarette and breaking it. Envision yourself taking a cigarette and putting it out on the side. Envision yourself taking a cigarette and throwing it as far away from you as possible. All three of those scenarios: breaking it, crumbling it, putting it into the ground, throwing it away from you. Envision all of those things as you're going to sleep and do it over and over and over for 3 days. 3 days. Your subconscious is more powerful than your conscious. Your subconscious will help you change your world, will help you change the way your whole brain thinks. That's part of manifestation for what we really need. Unless you want to keep smoking, then keep fucking smoking. I don't give a shit. I quit smoking. I did it. My whole life I smoked a pack a day, 2 packs a day. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But my health didn't. My lungs didn't. And now you may think, well, Oren, you smoke weed. There are great studies out there showing that there are no long-lasting effects from cannabis smoke. Now, there's still butane contamination. There's still heat combustion. There is still carcinogens. So one of the best ways to be able to consume cannabis in a clean way would be a concentrate in a Puffco proxy. No, Puffco does not support me in any way, shape, or form. I just really enjoy their products. But so healthy habits for life, and I'm going to smoke this, but movement for the body, stretching the body, getting the body going. I've really been getting in the morning Qigong or Qigong. I'm butchering it. I always say everything wrong. Qigong, Qigong. Well, I'm just going to say Qigong. There you go. I know it's wrong. It's probably wrong. But there's a certain stretching that they do first thing in the morning, and I've been doing that. I've been trying to. I've been doing the beating thing. You loosen up your lungs, you loosen up your bowels and your stomach and your bloodstream, and you open and wake things up. So purposeful actions, movement of the body, the stretching of the fingers and of the ligaments and of the toes, because we don't naturally move certain things. But except my video game hands are fantastic. Just gonna tell you that. And I just saw the biggest moth I've ever. It was like this. It was just right up to the window. I was like, shit, it's a mothman. So okay, there are some big bugs out there. The later it gets, it's like they come out. The later it gets. Well, of course, obviously it's cool. The evening, the sun is gone. I understand. Whatever. Um, new. So okay. So sleep. Sleep is important. Now I'm telling you this, and I never sleep. I'm telling you this because it is important to make sure you get restorative, reparative sleep. You need a decent 5 to 6 hours a night. 7 to 8 hours, I think, is a very old-fashioned way of looking at sleep. I like Nikola Tesla's form of sleeping, or Thomas Jefferson, not Thomas Jefferson, the other guy, the the one with the glasses and ponytail. I know I'm really narrowing it down, aren't I? Created the first bong, or at least, whatever. It doesn't matter. Um, wow. Okay. So we have other things to talk about though tonight. There's a lot. But there is a lot. I wrote down a lot. There, movement of the body. We're going to be talking about sleep, sleep, sleep. But don't overdo it. So Tesla used to hold keys in one hand, and he would do micro sleeping. So he would sit there, and as he falls asleep, the keys would drop and they'd hit the floor and he'd wake up. So in the micro sleeping, he was getting enough sleep to be able to start, but he wasn't able to get REM sleep and restorative sleep, reparative sleep. Um, but again, he had a wild mind that didn't stop. He had insane energy. So meditation, breath work, that's something I need to learn. I feel like I'm not able to breathe properly, maybe because of stress, or so I need to let go. By letting go, you realize that you need help in different places. So I need to do some more breath work. I need to do more meditation in different ways, other than just driving in the car and not listening to music. It may be a little strange. Um, I did so. Mental clarity is a big deal. Talking to yourself is a big deal. Now I'm going to say this to people like, Oren, really? Talking to yourself is a big. It is. You are able to answer questions for yourself, sometimes that others could never answer. You can be your own bouncing board of information, or ideas. Because if you can look at yourself objectively, if you can look at yourself objectively, then you can answer yourself objectively. Okay, I'm getting too deep here. Let me just smoky. So the reason I like it, again, you saw, I packed the pipe. There's a little button here. Boom, boom. Hit it twice. As soon as it buzzes again, it just did a little buzzy buzz. As soon as it buzzes again, it's ready to smoke. I consider this like a fine wine. I sip it. I don't hit it hard. You can hit it hard, but I want the cannabis to assimilate into the system. I want to taste it. I want a little terpy terp. I want some of the flavonoid. I want some of the aroma. Ooh, it's getting ready. Positive self-talk is a big deal. Gratitude practice. Ooh, it's ready. Okay. You see how easy this is, by the way? This is multiple sessions. That dab I put in there, or that amount, that concentrate I put in, I'm still hitting it. I want a longer session. So boom, boom. I just hit it again. I'm now extending my session. And it's so delicious. And I could feel the way that I can feel as it's traveling. So fruity on so many levels. I can tell that's roll-ups. It's got to be roll-ups. Just clearing it out. Do I have anything left? So it's hard to show. Is the camera? I would try to get as close as possible. There's a little bit in liquid form in the corner there left. Not very much, but it's still pretty clear. That means the darker it gets, it's spent and it's used. And you really don't want to smoke that because that can make you cough. But if it's still clear, you can get another session out of this. So my example was if I was doing dabs, dab is something done by high heat with like a propane torch or something that's heating up a glass bowl that they drop the dab in. So they heat up the glass bowl really hot, then they drop in what I showed you that I dropped into the proxy. And then they'll take basically one giant hit. So that'll rush to the brain, it'll overload the endocannabinoid system and overload your receptors, and you'll get high. But you're getting high by depriving your brain of oxygen. That's how you're getting high. You're getting high by depriving your brain of oxygen. So instead, try it differently. See, I'm getting high, but it's kind of like this, and it just keeps climbing. And I'm like, yeah, keep climbing, baby. I like that. Instead of it shocking me, going, holy shit, I think I've lost sight in my left eye. No, that's not a comfortable way of doing cannabis. For me, cannabis helps me live right now. Maybe because it takes away everything that's overwhelming, that I don't have to take care of. My responsibilities are all taken care of. Everything is all done. This is my me time. This is my forget about some shit. Drop. And let's just be here together. All of us. I'm highly motivated. Smoking some beautiful gold flower. If you are in the state of Florida, I'm telling you, if you've not tried out gold flower, you are wasting time. I gave up on medical cannabis here in Florida for a while. I'm not kidding you. I was smoking some really, really, I thought what we had was okay. And, I was smoking other people. I wasn't smoking gold flower. I was smoking others. And because I hadn't found gold flower up to that point. And I thought, okay, it's okay. I mean, it's like cheap swag back in the day, but it looks better. It looks good, but it smokes and tastes like kind of like swag. And occasionally I'd get a hold of some really good blends. And you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. Holy shit. And then accidentally I was driving through gold flower. I have never tried gold flower. Okay, they're close. This is it. Let's do it. Holy shit. I became like a fanboy. I became like, I'm like, ooh, gold flower. I'm close to them. We have to stop and pick up some. That's the difference. So I had to figure out why they were so special. Hand trim, organic, living soil. That makes the difference. Does anybody else do that? I don't think so, because I haven't tasted that. You can taste the difference. You smoke the difference. I was watching an influencer today on the Insta Cha-Cha and SST Life. He was smoking, I think, Orange Bowl from the Heisman 34 brand, and you could see that he was like, wow. He kept stopping. He was smoking. He'd stop and look at this, like, what am I smoking? This is amazing. He'd go back to it. He's like, it became his show. Because of that flavor, you could see it affecting him. You could see him stopping, going, wow, that's like a stinky, at one point. And it made me so happy to see other people enjoying good flower. I know, it's retarded. Sorry. It is silly. I apologize for the words that occasionally come out of my mouth without me thinking. Some of them require a bit of forethought. So again, I apologize. It is silly of me. And, but no, he said it was such a cheesy, orange, like a stinky orange, a smelly orange. And I was like, yeah, that's what that is. And it is. And it stays with you. And then you think, and you're like, at one moment, you're like, is it too strong of orange? And you're smoking. And he's like, no, no, that's, I like that. And that's the great thing about great flower. It's not just what it's doing for your body. It's not just how it's healing you. It's how it's healing you mentally as well. Mental health is a big deal, especially for positive change in one's life. For positive self-talk, you have to authentically believe in it. You have manifestation is you already believing that thing you're wanting. You're living out your life like that in the metaphysical, in not your physical reality, but in your dream state. You're already thinking like you've made it. You're already acting as though you've bought what you want to buy, and if it's authentic, then your brain repeats it over and over and over again. And that's when the manifestation happens. That's when it starts. And it can be a day, it can be a month, it can be a year. It depends on when you need it. The universe answers you because you are the universe. There's so much more I want to say, but I feel kooky sometimes. I do. I feel a little kooky because there's things that I have seen and felt that more than changed me. But to describe it makes me feel a little kooky, a little silly, because sometimes I shouldn't know this much, or I shouldn't feel this good about things, knowing that I can change the world around me through attitude, through vibration, through frequency, through magic. What magic, you say? Oh, abracadabra, let me tell you. It's living in the now. It's understanding people now, not expecting anything of them. And when I start to do that, I have to stop and realize, hey, I'm putting too much on people. Hey, I'm expecting them to be me, or I'm expecting me to be them. It's too much. You can only do what you can do sometimes. You can only be who you can be. Don't expect too much out of yourself. Don't expect too much out of others. Start dropping all the pain and the weights and the bricks and the blocks that you carry. Drop them to the side. Put them on a table metaphysically. They're there. You know it's there, but you don't have to carry it. You can start to create your life with a bit of a lighter soul, with a bit of a lighter head, and a lighter understanding without future casting anything, without looking at the future. Intentionally approach it, but live now. Be now. And I know it's easier said than done, and I'm just highly speaking. I'm highly motivated. That's all I'm doing. Let's just get me back into my highly done state. Is it clogged? No. Yep. All right. I've unclogged it. Oh, I find it delicious. I'm just breathing it right to my nose. Now, if that wasn't rosin, whoa, let me tell you, if that wasn't rosin and I breathed it in through my nose, I'd be choking and coughing, and my nose would be so terribly bothered. If that was a distillate, that would have bothered me. That would have been like, but this is rosin. No chemicals used. I want to sneeze though. No chemicals used to extract the product. And you can see how beautiful that product is. This thing really powers through a cart. I bought this cart today. This was a 0.5 gram. So this thingy, the Orin Plus, it's like an Alexa, but with a cart. That's what it's gonna be called. Remember, open community project. You guys want to work on this? I'm here to support you. If you need my voice and my voiceovers for the Orin Plus, you let me know. I'm ready. But no, this thing really blows through a cart. And I bought this thing today. This is the Chimera 4. more sativa-esque leaning, cheesy, gassy. Wow. Especially with smelling it like that. That was, what a beautiful way to get the aroma and the terp. I mean, I like the smell of cannabis. I really do. For me, it's healing. It's like aromatherapy. It's like having potpourri. I know you may think, really, marijuana's like potpourri. If I had enough weed to burn like that, yo, let me tell you, I would have weed burning in little piles all over the place, dancing in between the smoke, just smelling it everywhere I go, if I had my way. Just, okay. Yes, it seems that we're getting high this evening. I just wanted to thank everybody for taking your time out to come share it here on the show. Wow. I appreciate you. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your vibe. I appreciate your questions. And I know some of you may be asking some questions on Facebook. I can't see it. You know something? You know it would be smart? If I go over to the Facebook, I take a little peek-see and see if there's questions. Oh, it does say that I'm live. Look at that. Okay. Oh, yeah. And there are 0 questions. So I did check the Facebook. I did go to look, but I do know I'm on the YouTuber. I'm on YouTube. I can see your questions on LinkedIn and on Twitch. So at least 3 of the networks I'm able to see. So I haven't even really touched at all on the topic that I want to speak of this evening, which really involves living in the now. And I keep mentioning that. And I think I'm through my notes, I keep looking for that practical tip to give you to live now, to realize now, to love now. Your life is a gift. Every day you get on this earth, you're lucky. If you have food in the fridge, if you have a job and a roof over your head, you are lucky. In any way you want to claim it, you are luckier than 70% of the people living in the world. And that is a place to start from in your positive thought about where you are in life. And if you're one of those that are in the world that the roof over your head is rough, or you don't have enough food to eat, my heart goes out to you. My energy goes out to you. And I only pray for the most positive of directions and frequencies in your life. I only pray that your authenticity emanates and shines from you so that it comes back to you. You almost have to trick the universe. I hate to say that. I hate to be like, you have to trick the universe. The universe has it out for you, and you've got to trick it. But that's kind of what it is. Life is yin and yang. It's good, it's bad at the same time. It's all happening at the same time. So my, do I say it crazy theory? No. Crazy-esque theory? No. My thought, my high thought of this world, that we are living in a multiverse. We are living in multiple us's at the same time, kind of like a particle. And when you're not observing a particle, it's all over the place. It does everything. But when you observe the particle, now it starts getting quantum, starts getting quirky, it starts getting strange physics. So in that, when you start observing a particle, you could take this particle and put one particle here, and if they're connected, and have another particle there. And if this is positive, that will be negative. If they collapse, they do at the same time. So I believe we're like in a multiverse. I believe we're in a multiple us reality. And in that, whatever reality that we are connected to, if they have it good, we have it bad. But we have to change that cycle. Now, am I saying we are intentionally making our multiverse self bad when we are having it good? Maybe. I mean, that's a terrible way to think about it. But I'm thinking if there's multiple us's, like just not one copy, or maybe millions of copies of us in this multiverse, in this multi reality, in this uncountable amounts of realities, because they're constantly creating and being created as we're created. There's so much I'm thinking about. So, in that, we have to change the direction of our universe, the direction of our galaxy, the direction of everything. Now, sometimes it's changed for us. Sometimes it's a forced trans-dimensional shift. And maybe we are like the Doppler, maybe, like the Mandela effect. And there's been a lot of talk most recently about the Mandela effect. What is the Mandela effect? So in this universe, we remember certain things in a certain way. Then all of a sudden, things change. Like an actor we thought is dead is alive. A world leader that we thought died is alive. A guru workout guy that we thought died was alive and then died. Um, the Monopoly guy wore a monocle, or he didn't wear a monocle, or the peanut guy from the peanut commercials with the cane and all that shit. I think like now in this reality he doesn't wear a monocle. Uh, I've heard wild things, and some things make you really think. The most recent one, which I have to say, I have a statue in storage in Texas of the thinking man. The thinking man, the guy that's sitting, the famous rock sculpture, or the art sculpture, whatever, of the guy that sits like this, and with his shoulder, with his knee up, and he's sitting there thinking. In this dimensional universe right now, he's like this. The thinker, the famous statue, like this. But I remember like this. So, what do I mean by forced transdimensional shifts? What do I mean by a forced jump into another dimension, or into another us, into another reality? What happens to that other person in that reality? Maybe do we combine into one? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. I just think of it as a reality, or as an option, or as a possibility. I think of the impossible being possible, because every day I am proved that everything that I thought was impossible is now becoming a reality. So that's the power of acceptance. I have to accept the future. I don't look towards the future. I understand there are possibilities of the future, of flying cars. They're already here. Of watches that talk to me. It's already here. Computers that I can hold in my hand. Holy shit, it's already here. It's been here for a while. I know it takes me a while to catch up. So for me, that's power of acceptance. How do I live in the now? I'm not bringing up the past. I think about it sometimes, like reminisce. But if it's in the past, it's hard to fix. It's in the past. You can fix the you now. You can change the you now. You can be a different you every single day now. Not the you were then, but the better you are now. The different you that you are now. The more understanding you. The more open you. Look, if you're that person still, because you are pulling from the past and you're angry with yourself because you can't change, but you're still that person, you're still pulling from the past, you're still wanting on the past and reminiscing of the past without realizing that the now is so much better. But pain holds you back sometimes. Want holds you back. Love holds you back. Maybe the reminiscing of the strong reminiscence of so many of those things combined holds you back in the past. Pain is a big one. Pain holds a lot of people in the past and doesn't give them the opportunity to be here right now. And that is to not be able to let go, to not be able to give yourself an opportunity to live right now. That's the biggest travesty. You're wasting time by living behind you, by holding on to pain inside of you. You're wasting time. I'm not saying letting go of the understanding of a situation or of a person. No. I'm saying let go of the pain. Let go of what holds you down and allow yourself to be lifted up. Allow yourself to be more, to be everything. I I'm excited for those of you that give yourselves that opportunity to be more. I'm excited for those of you that can even let go just a little bit of some of the pain from behind you, realizing that now is everything. Now is the change. Now is the difference. Instead of living in the past, let go of it. Let go. Instead of already living in the future, let go of that as well, because the future is never written. The future is happening now. You creating it, it's happening it now. You manifesting your next steps happen now, not a day from now, not an hour from now, not a month from now. We live in the future. You're wasting time. You are waiting for time to happen. The best life is that kind of life that you add any type of adventure in your sense of adventure. And if your sense of adventure is a couple glasses of wine and a book, that's the adventure, and have it and do it. Don't hold off. Don't think as though I could put that off for maybe another night. Really? What are you going to do instead? Watch commercials on TV? Or are you going to immerse yourself in an adventure of its own? Are you going to relax your mind and body the way you feel comfortable? So that was part of that's part of self-care. It's mental self-care. Taking time for you, your own time for meditation, your own time for reflection. Living in the now. I know, easier said than done. I'm not putting the pressure on you saying you have to be living right now. You have to let go of everything. But tomorrow hasn't happened yet. You're still here right now. And our existence could stop at any moment. All of this could end now. What is the past going to help you? What is the future going to help you? My power of acceptance is understanding my mortality. Understanding I don't have forever. I have now. It's hard to accept sometimes. My kids grow up way too fast. They're way too big, way too quick in their own little worlds or their own gigantic big worlds. And if I miss a moment, I'm missing everything. Everything should be now. Your friendships. Tell your friends that you appreciate them. Tell your friends that you think they're awesome, that they inspire you in even small ways. Don't tell them tomorrow, tell them now. What? You're embarrassed? What? You're shy? Who gives a shit? Tomorrow doesn't care, because tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow may not even be there. We could sleep and slumber forever. We could sleep and our energy can continue on. I mean, my understanding and idea of the universe around us is all an electrical plasma of possibility that we are part of. We are part of that energy. We help manifest and create it and shape it. If you understand that you help move and create the magic that's happening out there in the universe, then think about what you can do here on this planet, on this universe, on you. You are the power that you seek. It's in you. You've got to believe in you. And it's got to be authentic. When you manifest, when you create the life in front of you, it can't be for selfish reasons because the universe and you, which are connected, you know. You know if it's for selfish reasons. You know if it's just a blah manifestation. I want this. And if you're lucky, sometimes you can get it. Sometimes you can trick the yin and yang of the world enough to get what you're manifesting. But careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. And why you're wishing for it. Why you need it. For me, money's something I've always needed to take care of everybody, to help get rid of my stress because of the responsibilities of bills and dentists and emergencies, and everybody in this freaking family wants to break everything in their body, go breaking arms and legs and what is this? Stop it! So many emergency room visits. Wow. I was attacked by dogs about, what was it? Maybe it's about 2 years ago now. Maybe more. Just destroyed me. Both my legs were tore up. I still have scars all over. That's what you get from living out here in the country. You never know what I was hiking the land with my daughter and 4 dogs. It was such a moment. And normally I have like a machete on me because we're clearing the land or we're walking through brush. I had nothing at all. And my daughter was right next to me and I said, okay, run. And I stood right there and I go, you go, 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 get your brothers. And I'm looking at the dogs. I'm all right, okay, dogs. And they're all 4. The German Shepherd had me the most worried. That was serious. The pit bulls had me worried. They were strong, but that German Shepherd, they're smart. The other dog, it was like a mix, and so I'm looking at them, and so I've got 2, I've got 1, I've got 1. Okay. I'm backing up just a little bit. I'm looking for a stick. I'm looking for something. And as I'm leaning to grab one of the pit bulls came and got one of my legs. The other one came at this one. I boom, hit this. I'm hitting this one. And all I know is I'm swinging every way I can go. My legs, so I had one pit bull attached to one leg and one attached to another. And they were pulling, trying to knock me down. If those dogs had knocked me to the ground, I'd be dead because the German Shepherd would have gone for my throat. The other dog could have gotten me, and I don't even know where. And so I was very lucky in my swinging and in my pushing not to fall down. I got the dogs off me, and I did hit pretty hard. So in that, you defend yourself. I defended my daughter. I was working to defend my oldest daughter, and so that they wouldn't run after her in that direction. I didn't think about me. I didn't think about my legs. I didn't think about anything. And as I was walking back, my legs, I was wearing jeans. They tore through my jeans, and my jeans were full of blood. And I'm thinking, okay, it looks worse than it is. So we had to cut the jeans. It was ridiculous. Had to call the cops. I was bleeding out, like gushing like a fountain from my legs. Had to wrap them up. Had to get to the emergency. Had to get shots in case these were infected animals. It was my neighbor's dogs, and they considered it a lot of fun. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the terrible people that live next door, but not all my neighbors are terrible. I don't know them really. We have so much land in between us. You're not as social as you might think. This is the country. You protect your land, you protect your spot, you protect your area. You live differently. Like the other night, living in the now, the moon. Last night, the moon was amazing. It was radiant. It was glowing. It was magic. But I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't have gone outside. I saw a glimmer through the window. I'm like, what is that? I At night, if I can walk the land when the moon is full, I almost feel like it's magical on the land. I almost feel like there's a life going on that you don't get to see during the day because you're too busy. You're you're too consumed by everything else around you that we miss we miss the life within life, the life all around us. During the day, I try to catch it as much as I can, the birds, the bees, the way the ants talk, and the way and like at night you could hear the way the frogs and the crickets speak to each other. Maybe, and the way the ducks signal. They're on these ducks are Muscovies, and they're in the trees. So it's a little creepy sometimes when you're going through and you'll see like some eyes in the trees. You're like, okay. And it looks big. The ducks, because they'll put their wings out. So you almost think like you have like a Mothman or we do have an eagle. We do have an eagle, and we have many hawks. The hawks are aplenty. So if you have any chicks out and they're too small, the hawks are going to get them. And that's heartbreaking. So it's hard to have a lot of free roaming when they're really young, only because the hawks can get them. The hawks can carry away, actually, I think a cat or a rat, a cat or a rat. When I start rhyming like Dr. Seuss. But I think the mindfulness of manifestation, the intention of manifestation is a multifaceted thing, kind of like cannabis is, where THC alone doesn't do the trick. You need full plant medicine. You need rosins. You need RSO. But the better the extraction, the better. So the less chemicals, the better. That's why I like rosin. A single source, single press rosin, ROS, not resin. Resin is different. Resin comes from a cannabis that's been, as soon as it's been harvested, it's been flash frozen and then extracted. And then botanical terpenes sometimes are added back so it tastes more, more rich and poignant and exciting, I suppose, but not natural. And I like natural. I like organic. So rosin is much more organic. It's not flash frozen. It comes from cannabis that's been dried and cured. So now the smells have been able to develop. The taste and the terpenes have been able to become something amazing. It's in the combination. So manifesting, you see how I did that? Connected all that shit. So manifesting is the same way. There's certain things that you have to believe. Not fake it till you make it believe, but really believe, like believing in you. That's the number one. You have to believe in yourself. I know some people are going to be watching this going, thanks. That's great fucking advice. Really, really deep, Warren. Really deep. Believe in me. Look, that's the first part. That's the first part to many parts. If you don't believe in yourself, nothing's going to happen. For example, I will use cannabis as a great example here. You ready? You want it? I'll give it to you. Hold on. Okay. Is it clogged? It's still clogged. This cart's just, I think it's just a lot of smoke for it. I don't want to waste it or anything. It's a very deep breath, I'm telling you. But it smells great in here. Thank God this is a closed off. I hope the plants that we have growing over here are enjoying all this carbon monoxide and and all my deep lung activity for it. Okay, CO2. So I'm using the example. You have to believe in yourself, or the beginning of manifesting doesn't work. And here's where I use cannabis as an example. When I was in the call center, many moons ago, many moons. It's a long time ago, many years. One of my patients, I remember a gentleman called in. I'm not going to know names, nothing like that, but a older gentleman, much older, uh, called called in, had been trying cannabis for about 4 months. He he was he was at a loss. He had nobody to ask questions of. He'd go to the dispensaries and they couldn't answer anything for him. Luckily, the company I was working for at the time had a call center. He called and he was like, "Look, I would have never called. I don't believe in this stuff anymore. Talk to me. What's going on? Look, I don't believe in it. I don't like it. I don't want to use it because, the government says how bad it's been. I grew up. It's a terrible thing. And, people I talk to tell me it's not going to work for you. And da 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 da." So he was totally negative against the plant, against his own healing. And he would, I'm on all these other drugs, and the doctor said I have to come off of this. I have to try something else. And something, I hate that I have to do this. We all hate that we have to do shit as we get older. We all hate that we have to take vitamins or eat healthy. We all hate salads or fish or no, I don't. You learn to enjoy it. You change the way your mind sees it. I used to mentally be against things, and so then I was against them. Anyways, let me finish. So the guy was sitting here telling me how cannabis doesn't work for him. He was using topicals. He was using edibles. He was using sublingual. He was using creams. And I'm like, well, how about the flower? No, I'm not going to smoke it. I don't want to smoke it my whole life. I haven't smoked. I'm not going to smoke now. I'm like, have you ever made a tea? A tea? Tea? What bozo am I talking to over here? I'm calling for cannabis help, and this bozo's telling me to make tea. Sir, you don't want to smoke it, right? Right, so? Have you just ever tried to just eat it? Have you lost every marble you have left in your head? I said, probably. But I understand cannabis, and I understand where you're coming from. So first thing we need to do is find out what medication you currently have. What do you have? What are you using? And how are you using it? So we went through everything. And we had a long conversation that day. And then he called back the next day and the next day and the next day. It takes dedication. It takes community. It takes friendship. So I didn't see him as a customer. I saw him as a person that needed help. I saw him as somebody who had nobody else to talk to because he can't go in the smoke shop and start asking questions. He's embarrassed. He's going to go into the dispensary and he wants to ask questions and he might ask a few, but they don't have hours to talk. So sometimes we have this right now, the smoke session, just to talk and just to learn a little bit here and there about cannabis in different ways with a different mindset. So this gentleman, after talking to him for like a week of a lot of questions that I would find it very difficult for a lot of people to answer with the patience and understanding of what he's going through. And so I found out what pain he's going through, what issues he's having, why he can't, what's the main thing? Let's work on it. Let's start there. So we did. And in short time, he called back and said, "Hey, it's starting to work. I feel better." Wow. That's it. That's what we wanted. That's what I needed. That right there. I feel better. Do you know how hard it is just to feel better sometimes? Pain makes us live in the past. Pain makes us think about the future all the time, about how we're going to take care of this fucking pain. Pain angers us. Pain changes us. If cannabis can alleviate just one thing, just your pain, it can help out the rest of your life. Simple. I'm an emotional person these days. I don't think I've ever been so emotional as I am these years. Why? because I feel for everybody else. I feel for you. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. For those that are just getting into it and learning how cannabis can help you in such a beautiful mental and physical way, and the combination of the two together. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. This show, if I cry, I cry. I laugh, I laugh. I snort, I snort. I smoke, I smoke. This show comes to you with no expectation. None. Tonight we talk about that. Tonight we smoke about it. We smoke about it. Tonight we hang out. And that is it. And we do it live. I'm coming to you from LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I feel honored to be able to do that. And I have different audiences in each place. So thank you to the Twitch audience. You guys are awesome. I wish I knew how to reach you more, or I knew how to present better on Twix. Oh my God. Sometimes the higher I get, the more emotional I get as well. I think because it allows me maybe to feel and empathize more, because I guard myself so much. I protect myself so much. And that's living in the past. And that's thinking about the future. So cannabis takes away some of that guarding, takes away some of that pressure, takes away some of the chain mail and the walls that I've put up. And in that removal, I become emotional. In that removal, maybe I breathe better. I breathe easier. I want to feel for people more. I want to understand what they're going through. So maybe I can help. Maybe I can lend some kind of advice so that don't do the shit I did. Don't take this specific path. Take this one. Try this. Try that. Invest. Save. Those are big ones. I mean, I at this lovely age of my life am just now starting to save. Am just now starting to invest. And you think to yourself, really, because you're old as fuck, this is the wrong time to start, damn it. You should probably play the lottery. I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't normally get scratch tickets. I don't normally do the lottery. The few times I've gambled, there was one. All right, I will tell you about the one. The one, dude. All right, if Angie can probably hear me in the other room, this was the one gambling sensational moment. The one opportunity to be a millionaire through gambling. But we were in Louisiana. No, wait. Yeah. We were in Lake Coushatta. So we were in Louisiana, like on the outskirts I believe traveling from here to there. We had the kids with us and we wanted to stop in a casino on our way from here to there. And so me and Ange found one that had a daycare that watches the kids while you gamble. So I'm like, that's it. We're gonna put them in there. So we put the kids in, and it ended up being like $100 an hour or something crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. Sorry, whatever. Oh my energetic, whatever. So we went to go gamble. And I remember we got a bite to eat and we're gambling. No, we gambled first. We went to go gamble. We did the tables. And I feel like I do great on tables. And I don't. I feel like I do really good at roulette. I don't. I lose a lot. I go to blackjack. I'm like, I got this. I got blackjack. How many times have I lost in a row? What is this? Is it like unlucky? No, I don't even know what it is. No blackjack. Let's go to the slots, because I just enjoy putting money into a machine and pulling levers and hearing shit fall. I enjoy lights going off. So and at the time I was dreaming about a motorcycle, about a Harley, and a jet ski and a boat, which was All three things. Why was I dreaming about these things? Of course, these are the things people sometimes dream about. They dream about boats, jet skis, and motorcycles. So me and Andrew are walking around the casino, and I see these set of slot machines that are continuous slots. So the jackpot is continually getting larger. And if you win the jackpot, you also win a boat, a really cool car, a jet ski, and a motorcycle, and $4 million. Now, that $4 million probably would have paid for the taxes or whatever to be able to get all the boat, jet skis, and all that other stuff. But whatever. So I'm over at this machine, and I don't remember. I remember Andrew's to my left, or no, maybe my right. It doesn't really matter. In the Doppler effect, or in the Mandela effect of which side she might have been on in that universe that she was there, this situation happened. So on my right or on my left, it was whatever side the lever was. So maybe it was my right. But you could do it automatically by pressing the button. So this machine, and this is when you could still put quarters into a machine. Now everything's digital. Everything is like a digital card. And I feel like they're stealing money from me. I don't even want to talk about it. I miss putting money in the machines and having money fall out of a machine. That was exciting. That to me was the exciting part about gambling. Even if I was losing, I was still getting something back. Exciting. Okay, so we're at this machine, and I put one quarter. I put another quarter. I put a third quarter. I'm about to put the fourth quarter in. And Angie's like, no. Boom. 3 quarters out of 4 in the machine. That means whatever you win, it's going to be not going to be as much. So no big jackpot if you were to win it. But who is going to just pull it and win the jackpot right there? I am. Jackpot, 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 jackpot. Lights started going. The whole place lit up on fire. And I mean insane. The energy that, and I do want to talk about that as well, energy vampiring. Okay. So the energy in that room was electric, was charging, was fiery. And so I'm like, in that moment, I'm like, I want a fucking boat, a car, a motorcycle, $4 million. We're going to pay everything off. We're going to buy a decent home, maybe an underground bunker. I'm going to get my own motorcycle, and I won't wreck this one. Long story. We'll talk about it later. Kids are going to have college. They're going to have clothing. They're going to have food. We got this. Vacations. We're going to travel Europe. All this was going through my head. Just everything that you want in 1 second. Everything that you want in one moment. That was everything that you wanted in one moment. That moment was what I wanted, though. Not necessarily all those items. Not necessarily the taxes and the gas and the transport and the worry and the storage and the bullshit and the deterioration and the not using it and that moment of winning, that moment of energy and fire, and it's something I didn't realize till much later. And I don't even think I've told Ange how I feel now about that moment, which is so different from how I had felt for years about it, which I should have never. Who gives a shit? The moment of thinking that I won everything, the moment of thinking that, wow, all of those dreams and quick dreams, immediate dreams. It's not dreams that I had the whole time. It's the ones I have now that I'm winning. We got money. I'm winning. Let's dream. And it was in that split second of dreaming, in that split second of holy shit, that energy, the feeling, the emotion, that was amazing. Not winning was also amazing. To feel that kind of a drop, that kind of a change. So we won, but enough for 3 quarters. We didn't win the giant jackpot. We won like a couple of $1,000s instead of 4 million. I think we won like $3,000, and the babysitting was like super expensive. And then I think we got a hotel, or the food was like really expensive as well. I don't know, we spent like 1,000. So we walked out of there with like 2,500 bucks. Um, and and we felt good. I know Ange felt a little bad and she shouldn't have. Not now. Now, looking back at the energy and the feeling of it, I feel great about that moment. I feel that moment was, wow. It was everything in a millisecond and an explosion of everything. It was a learning, an understanding that happiness wasn't money. Future wasn't money or planning anything. It was happening right there. It was changing and manifesting and creating. So that's why I suck at gambling. I really try not to, since, I don't, how did I start talking about gambling? How did I start talking about a gambling story? There's many times I've lost money gambling. That was one time I won money. And even though it's like I didn't win the $4 million and the boat and the jet ski and the motorcycle and the car, I won an experience. I won an emotion. I won a story that can never be changed and can be never taken back. That story is more than money. I know some may be thinking, yeah, Oren, sure. I think the money would have been better. It could have been, but then I would have had a boat to take care of and store because I would have never used it. The jet ski would have sat right next to the boat in storage, also a thing that I have to pay for. The motorcycle, Angie won't let me drive that because I am dangerous with a motorcycle and irresponsible. So that would also be next to the boat and the jet ski in storage. The car, I think I would have driven that. I think that was a nice car. I can't remember, like a Charger or something. Not that nice. Maybe earlier than a Charger. I don't know. Maybe no, it was like maybe a Mustang or a Camaro type thing. Very groovy. Okay. And then so all that money I would have won, I would have probably had to pay more than half of it in taxes. So we're down to 2 million. Let's just say it like that. And then in storage, in transport, in whatever fees and blah, 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 later, maybe I got $1 million left. And you've got a lot of toys that are depreciating and that you have to worry about and stress about. And then your life becomes about all your crap. Before I left Houston, Texas, or Sugar Land is where we were living. I had a house we were living. I sold my house. It was on a golf course. It was a beautiful thing that me and Angie had created, changed the walls, the floors, recreated as an artistic representation of who we were, to think like we were going to stay there forever. And life changed for me in one day. And everything I always thought I had wanted, the ladder that I thought I was climbing, to be in the corporate structure, to play golf and go to the bar and shop at the club and go for Sunday brunch and have the job and be the person that everybody thinks you to be. That's the path I was on, because that's what I thought life was supposed to be, except I was just still more artistic, and I represented that in my home. Life changed. My mom passed away, and I started seeing outside the box, realizing how short life is, that tomorrow is not there. The day before she passed away, I was sitting there talking to her in her hospital room. We were sitting next to each other on her bed. She was sitting up. She was breathing and talking and conversing with me like nothing was wrong. The next day I'm at work and I get a call to come down to the hospital immediately. She's been put into intensive care. She's non-responsive. And that evening she passed away. From one day to the next, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how life is going to change. And I was one person at that point in my life. And then I changed, not knowing who I was going to be the next day. So in short, I sold my home in a search for authenticity. I bought an RV. I took my kids out of school and started homeschooling with Ange. And life became about the destination, or about the trip, about the journey, about the adventure. That's what life became about from that point on. Because we're not promised tomorrow. It may never come. So if I tell somebody I miss them or I love them, I tell them. If I think they need a hug or a kiss or a handshake or a just holding somebody around, just, hey, I appreciate you. You're doing great. I do it. Even if somebody thinks I'm a little corny or kooky or stupid, or I don't care. I don't care. We don't have time. Time is a fantasy. Time is made up. Time has been created to control you. And it's something we don't have. We have moments of now. Yesterday's gone. Yesterday is, it's in a digital, energetic crystallization of time. Sorry, I'm all nasally now. Tomorrow hasn't happened, hasn't created, hasn't become. There's nothing that's even started tomorrow until tomorrow. Tomorrow's not even there. You still have manifestation to happen today. You still have creationism to happen today. You are in charge of your life. You, only you, make those decisions in your life. You choose the paths in your life. And if you do them with intention, with authenticity, with kindness, then the universe or your universe, because we're all interpreting the universe slightly differently within our own realms, it's another thing to talk about, pushes it back to you, gives it back to you. Even when you're down on your luck, if you can change the way you see the world, change the way you see a situation, then the world changes around you. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay, I'm back. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I'm trying to be healthy, trying to cut down on my sugars, trying to change my life, change my directions. Sometimes you have to change one small thing. I'm taking soda out of my life. I'm replacing it with coconut water. And I'm trying different coconut waters to see what I enjoy the best. Vita Coca, Coca, Vita Coca, Vita Coca, Vita Coco is actually one of my favorites. Very delicious. They have an organic farmer's blend, which is probably the most delicious, clean, and pure coconut water I have ever drinking. So check out their farmer's organic blend. And again, they're not promoting me in any way. It's just delicious shit to drink. And it's good. People need to know delicious, nutritious things to drink instead of soda, instead of diet. Don't do diet. Diet's bad. Oh, it's all fucking chemicals. I mean, look, they use Coca-Cola to clean the battery in the car. I did it the other day, and Coca-Cola worked great in cleaning my battery and the rust off my engine. So maybe you shouldn't be drinking shit like that. I know it tastes good. I know it's addictive. I know you want one. Now that I've been talking about it, you want one on ice. I'm sorry. I apologize. So no, you've come to the show. The show has come to you. It's Friday night. This is community. If you're watching later on, thank you for even joining us later on. Thank you for being even a part of the show later on. On Friday the 13th, I want to mention we gave away a Hamilton Starship device. I've contacted the winner. I haven't heard back. I'm waiting for an address. I'm waiting for contact. If I don't hear anything in an appropriate amount of time, I don't even know what an appropriate amount of time would be. How long do I wait? Because we wait, I'm going to give it away again. So I actually have another one to give away anyways, but we will promote it. I will put it out there and let everybody know when I'm going to have another giveaway. A lot of exciting things happening. This evening, I was supposed to be in Miami at a concert, but I ran out of time. And being stuck in traffic, looking at the timing, knowing I was like 5 hours away, and then with traffic, no way. Energy and drive, I would have never made it. My ass was already hurting. So you have to understand what you're capable of and what you can do. I just couldn't accomplish something. Oren could not accomplish something. I could not. Do you know what that does to me? God, that's like a mental and physical, just, I can't accomplish something. So I stopped. Actually, I didn't stop. I was in fucking traffic. I was in traffic at the time, looking around me, thinking, I'm stuck and I'm not going to make it. This is ridiculous. What am I going to do? I can't. Ah, ah. And then I said, wait. I've got to practice as I preach. I have to practice as I preach. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Stop thinking. No music, no nothing. Stop thinking. Stop. It's too much. You're doing too much. You're trying too hard. And the harder you try, the harder the universe fights against you. The harder, I mean, if it's not just flowing out of you, then it's not working. If it's not just working and just happening and just magically boom, 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 then it's not working and you're forcing it. Stop forcing it. Stop forcing things in the universe that shouldn't be right there and then. There's a reason something stopped me. There's a reason something said, hey, this traffic is too much, yo, and you're not going to make it. You're going to push. Something stopped me. And I took those deep breaths and I realized that and I let it go. I took it off of my chest and I put it on that imaginary table that I speak of. I could breathe a little bit easier, knowing that the problem is still there. But this evening, now, there was nothing I can do about it. But I'll make up for it. And that made me feel better. So that problem started dissolving, and I'll make up for it the next day. Now the problem was like, tick, 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 tick. I'm like, done. I have an idea already that is going to be already better than what I had planned. So there we go. Sometimes things work better when you think about it, when you let them happen, when you stop thinking too far ahead. You stop planning the future ahead and let things happen. Now, breathe them in and breathe them out. Blah, 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 blah. Don't even know what we're talking about anymore. We're living in the now. We're just talking. And I'm drinking some lovely coconut water. So delicious. Okay. Let's get this thing kicked up again. There's not much left in the cart. It's very, very low now, but it's a ceramic cart. So we're not dealing with metals. So you're not looking at metal contamination in your clean, beautiful rosin. Oh. I'm about done with that one. I think it's gotten too low for me to continue smoking that. I can kind of smell, maybe it's because when you're at the end of a cart, you can start tasting that it's burning itself. Now, when it's a ceramic cart and it's a good, decent unit that, that a good battery unit or a good heating element, you might get really lucky and it doesn't burn very much of your product. But towards the end, at that very, very bottom, your wick is going to feel a little more burnt and your product is going to feel a little more spent, a little darker, a little heavier. Don't smoke it. Be done. And usually when I get to the end of it, I let it smoke out a little bit. I take in that aroma and then I can smell it for sure. It tells me I'm definitely done. Don't smoke me. Good. So I take the cart, boom, garbage. Easy, simple, done. And just to show you, I'm opening up a fresh cart. This is how I pick up the package. This is a, this is, I was just smoking the Chimera number 4 from Goldflower Cannabis in Florida. Great provider, by the way. This one right here is, what was I smoking? I can't even see anything anymore. This is the roll-ups, I think. I can't see. I'm just going to keep looking at it going, the writing is so itsy bitsy. It's like tiny. I don't wear glasses. I need to. Anyways, I open it up. Look how beautiful that is. That's rosin with a ceramic cart. So it's not a metal cart. This is ceramic. So you're not contaminating your product. Do you see how clean that looks? That's not a distillate. A distillate is a very thin product. A distillate, they will add botanical terpenes. They will add other things to the product. Look, that's not moving. Look how thick and gorgeous that is. Now, once that heats up, that'll start moving. You see the protection on that? Love that. All cannabis companies should do that just to make you feel clean and safe and protected. That to me is a big deal. So let's try this one out. I want to say this might be the Chimera number 4, and I might have been smoking the roll-ups the whole time. But then I tried the roll-ups with the batter, and together that was so juicy. It was all so beautiful, very fruity. So maybe I don't remember the Chimera being so fruity. I remembered the Chimera being a little more gassy, more stinky stink, more like the skunky, but not as sweet. Sweet. So we'll find out, won't we? Here we go. Good airflow. Boom, boom. Oh, that's a nice stream. Wow. Lemony, piney. Oh, oh, that is uplifting immediately. I mean, like I feel that here. Not fruity. This has got to be the Chimera 4. I apologize for my other references to what I was smoking, saying that had to be the Chimera. Of course I had to say that. That was probably the roll-ups. But since I'm roll-up smoking with the batter and roll-up smoking with the rosin, I guess it was bringing out different flavors in each one that were so unique. So this being the Chimera 4, wow. I mean, immediately, very lemon, very piney. I imagine in its aroma we could smell more. Let's find out. Wow, very earthy in that aroma. I do taste a lot more sitting on the palate of my tongue. I know when I smoke some things will take over everything. Like the flavor, it becomes very dominant, but this is light. Light. The aroma was earthy, almost with a refined scientific punginess. It was like it was pinpoint. It's strong, but it's like, hello, there you go. You like it? Here you go, I give you some more. Aroma. But that's kind of how it felt. Let's smoke some more. I mean, when in doubt, it's good to keep checking it. Here we go. Boom, boom. No, I'm already clogging it. The Orin Plus. No. The Woodfong, or the refined Wolfong into the Orin Plus. Wow. Wow. That is strong. Super lemon, super pine, super clean, super fresh, and super high. A little heavier on the lungs. But of course, I'm taking really big hits. I'm taking really big hits and holding them in a bit, which is bothering, the throat a little bit, the chest. Whenever you're doing rosin, you're not going to do it like this. You're probably going to do it in a pen. A pen like this that has an adjustable temperature sensor on the bottom. And so this is a 510, and the 510 screws on to the top. You press the button and you inhale. The reason I like this is because lately where I feel as though I'm having breathing issues, and it could be through stress, it could be through many different things, but pulling on a vape is changing the way I breathe or changing the way I do certain things. I don't know. It's just my theory. So a device like this pushes the smoke up and allows me to inhale it and enjoy it without pulling hard on my lungs or pulling hard on my throat or changing the way I'm breathing. I'm inhaling and bringing things into my body. So so instead, I'm using the device to maybe ease the way I take in smoke. I think it's coming out a little strong. So I'd probably have to change the temperature on the Wolfgang or the Orin Plus. Again, the Orin Plus, what would be the Orin Plus? It would be like an Alexa or whatever the Google version of the Alexa is. And it's like sitting on your wall right there. And you just walk by and you stop. You're like, hey, Alexa, I need a hit. And then, of course, it would give you a hit. That is strong. And anyways, so, and then it would turn off, and you can go to other parts of the room or other places in the house, and there's other Orin Pluses on the wall, and then you just kind of walk by, and need a hit, so so you can get a hit on the go. You don't have to carry carts with you. So this is something we talked about in the last show. Just reintroducing it, reminding people why I'm using this. But the reason isn't as recreational as I'm making it seem. During the show today, I'm using it like that because I ran out of flour. So I don't have any joints I can roll. Now, normally I've been rolling 2-gram doinks. And these are big joints that are 2 grams. They're long, they're thick, they're delicious. They last a very long time. And I can see the flour inside because of I'm looking for the paper, like I have some, for example. The paper, it's like a vegetable paper, so you can see the cannabis inside. I love that because you're smoking it differently. You're not smoking just to get high. If you're smoking to get high, you're like, you're doing big hits, you're taking a rip out of the bong or out of doing a dab. Those are the things you're looking for an immediate high. So you want that. But then if you want this and you want to climb that ladder of balance, of being pain-free and social and mind and body clear and balanced all throughout, and going high or getting high and staying high longer and better because it's transmuting through the fats of your body properly. It's you're changing the fats in your body by not doing fast food, not doing saturated or carbureted, not doing carbureted fats, damn it. Stop eating those damn carbureted things. Okay. So in that, cannabis is the combination of things, not just THC, but it's THC and wellness, THC and meditation, THC and diet and control. And for me, it means I can't eat bread because I really love bread so much. I love pizza. Oh, pizza is like the genius thing in life. There's nothing better than pizza. That's every meal. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And if you don't finish it, you can eat it like the next day and the day after. That's how good pizza is. It can be eaten cold. It can be eaten hot. You can reheat it on a stove in an oven. You can add butter to it. You can do some other shit and put goat cheese in there. And you can dip it. You can have dipping sauces. You should have at least 4 dipping sauces in your house at all times. 4. And have them all out and just dippity do. Boom. That's really good. Do I have 4? I think I have 4. I'm just throwing shit out of my mouth, whatever. I might have 4 dipping sauces and that are just delicious. There's like a crab rangoon one that is like a dipping sauce. It could be a dipping sauce. I mean, I'm dipping it into everything, whatever. There's a show that Angie was telling me about where the character in the show has like 40 dipping sauces in his house, and life has become about these dipping sauces and the wonder of them. And he just dips things, it's all about dipping things in the sauces. It's all about flavor. It's all about the excitement of eating and changing up to the taste and the terpene. That's really interesting. Flavor, terpenes. Terpenes are what shapes our mood. I was watching a TikToker the other day, and he goes, oranges. Oranges their terp is limonene. I was like, yeah, yo, you're absolutely right. That's their terp. And he goes, and that excites the brain. I was like, yeah, actually, you're completely fucking right. In your wild way of putting it out there. Yes. And he goes, and if you combine that with broccoli, I'm like, why the fuck are you going to combine that with broccoli? The fuck are you doing? And then I realized, oh shit, yeah. Fucking, I'm stupid. Broccoli's obviously cannabis and marijuana. You just can't say that on the tiki talker. So it really is going to enhance your high, man. I mean, like mind fucking blowing. Really? No. I tried mango and I've tried oranges. I've tried many different fruits while I'm smoking, before I'm smoking, and after I was smoking. I almost feel like I put together a fucking fruit cocktail. I put together a fruit cocktail before, during, and after, and smoking. In the many years that I've been smoking, I've tried fruit many ways. Maybe the citrus, the limonene, because limonene lifts up the spirits, it opens up and, you know, vibrates the brain. And that's important. It opens up and attacks the cells and says, wake up and accept things, be open to things. You know, it's a vasodilator. In that smell, in that taste, in that vibrancy, it opens up the blood vessels to accept minerals like vitamin C, magnesium, manganese, boom, boom, boom. So everything in combination. So I think terps, smell, taste, all of that. But we forget to smell and taste because we're too busy thinking about shit in the past. We're too busy planning shit in the future. We forget to live right now. We forget to smell the roses, so to speak. I'm not big on roses. I mean, I know some people really love roses, and roses can be very beautiful. Tiny roses, big roses, lots of roses. War of the Roses, good movie, good book. Both. I think I watched it, then read it, or read it, then watched it. It was like, it could have been, again, it could be that Mandela effect. I don't remember which one I had done now. I know it was there. So, anyways, we need to forgive where we can forgive. And where we cannot forgive and forget, then we need to let go. We need to let go for us. We need to let go for others. We need to let go for others that we care for, others that we help, others that we want to progress into, I want to call this a magical realm. But lately, it's hard with the news around us. Lately, it's hard with the issues that we are hearing in the news. The fighting between candidates, domestically and internationally. The warring of people, when instead we should be helping each other. We should be lifting up the homeless and feeding them best we can, with more than what we can. We should be teaching them, helping them, again, where we can. If they need jobs, and if that's what it is, then we should be supplying those as people, as a country. And that's domestically and internationally. We shouldn't be judging anybody or expecting anything of anybody, but instead let their character show who they are. Let their energy and their vibe show who they are. Don't bring your pain into a current conversation or situation. Don't bring your pain into a new meeting or relationship. You can't blame somebody new for something past. You can't pre-blame anybody for something that's happened in the past. Instead, you have to let go sometimes. I've learned that some of the hardest things in life is to let go. I speak of it and I challenge myself with it constantly. I speak of it and I have to act on it. I have to remind myself, this is the way. This is the way. This is the way. I have to authentically feel it, authentically forgive, authentically understand the world around me. and know that I can't change everything, but I can start. I can start with energy. I can start with vibration. I can start from the little puddle that I'm standing in right now. And like Goku, I can push out energy in a ball of fucking goodness, love, understanding, authenticity, whatever I can show you that I am. I want to be real every fucking day. And if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. If you don't like it, you don't like it. There's nothing I can do. But the path and the direction of my life is only going to be authentic, and it's going to be for you and for me and for my family and for your family and for the future of everybody around us. And you think, what the fuck are you talking about, Oren? I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about you understanding your energy, your, wow, your magic that you are capable of, that you're not using, that you're not living. I ask you what you did yesterday. What did you do yesterday? What did you do? You woke up, you stretched, you got ready for work, you brushed your teeth. Maybe you ate and then you brushed your teeth. Maybe you ate like an oatmeal or a cereal or a toast. You got dressed somewhere in between brushing your teeth and eating. I don't know which one you fucking did first. I mean, if you did eating after you brushed your teeth, that was just absolutely silly, wasn't it? Anyways, maybe you got dressed right at the end. Who knows? And then you got in your car and you sat in traffic and you went to work. Did you have adventure in your life? Did you seek it out? Did you take the opportunities that were even with just a slightly different outcome or a bit amount of adventure or excitement or journey, whatever you want to call it? Some people don't like excitement. Some people are like, oh no, 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 let's not be fucking crazy, oh, no excitement. Don't rile things up. So some people can live in that kind of a world and some people can't. And excitement can be taken in so many different degrees and so many different ways. But if you have an opportunity in your life and choices, like you've got choice A, B, and fucking C, and one of those choices offer even just a slight amount of excitement, fucking take it. Take it. Create. Become. What are you waiting for? Till you're older? Are you working your whole life until you're not able to enjoy life? Are you giving your whole world to work, to mentally shape yourself, to hate and or despise or to be beaten down mentally, physically, whatever it might be, even if you, unless you totally love what you fucking do. If you, that's where I'm lucky. I totally fucking love what I do. I totally love who I'm becoming and who I've become because I create and manifest my work environment, my life environment. I have helped to manifest the job that I have and the person that I am. I I have taken my experiences and used them to benefit the greater masses of people, to reach more people with health and wellness, to help people change their lives with their medication, with the help of cannabis. Not always smoking it, sometimes just eating it raw, sometimes making a tea, sometimes gummies and edibles. And I got some gorgeous gummies I've got to try later on tonight. They are calling my name, watermelon guava. Yes, obviously it's gold flower. I'm a fanboy lately. It's hard to smoke anybody else once you start smoking their shit. Oh my god, I'm so high right now. This is the Chimera number 4 that I'm smoking on, the rosin. Um, mm. I've got to tell you, that is really super lovely, lovely. It's just strong. So I've got to give it a moment. I can't do too many hits because it gets too heavy on my chest. And so I want to let that assimilate a little bit. I want to let that break down a little bit. But I wish for you to know the energy that you have within you, the energy of creation, the energy of manifestation. And I say it a lot. So we did mention a few things. It's being fully engaged in the right now. being fully engaged in the movement of letting go of your baggage, putting it to the side. It's still there. Don't forget about it. You've got a lot going on there. You got bills, you got responsibilities, you got bullshit, you got you got history, you got the past, you got the future. It's all sitting on the imaginary table. Take it off, put it over there. You can get back to it. Being fully immersed in the project of letting go. There's no need to carry any of it with you. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy this. Sometimes I take in the colors of where I'm at. I love colors. Colors are sound. Colors are feeling. Colors are smell. Colors are memory. And that's as big a part of life as anything else. And sometimes we can't remember shit because we don't take a moment to remember it. Sometimes we can't remember things because we're too busy thinking about shit in the fucking past or planning everything in the future. Everything. Why? It's not there yet. You can have plans, but you don't think about it all fucking day. You can have ideals and you don't have to fucking think about them all day. You can have problems and history. There's really no need for that to consume your entire world. Not at all. But you're the one that carries that. You're the one that creates that and manifests that and makes that part of the reality that they live in, because that stuff then showers down on top of you. If you drop it to that imaginary table, it's not all imaginarily gone, but you're no longer carrying it. It's no longer baggage. It's tucked to the side, and you deal with what you can when you can. You try to overcome what you can, where you can. And if you can't, then you try to get help. And even with help, if you can't, sometimes you can't. Fucking let go. It's that simple. Because nothing good changes from holding on to all that fucking shit. Nothing good changes. The only good that changes is when you fucking let go and breathe a little bit. Love yourself a little bit. Appreciate you a little bit. You're doing a fucking great job. You're working hard. You're sitting in fucking traffic. You're shopping every single day. Prices have gone up. Inflation is insane. Gas, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But in that, fucking let it go. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We're going to complain about it. We're going to worry about it a little bit, but not right now. Not right now. Let it go. We carry too much. And the first steps in changing the world around you and manifesting the life that you really want and the energy that you want around you is trusting in you, loving you, knowing that you can be authentic, or at least you can be on that search of authenticity. My whole life, I tried to be somebody else. My whole life, I tried to be what pleased everybody. My whole life, I was not me. I had a lot of fun, a lot of adventure, and a lot of stories, and a lot of learning. I gather all of that into my head, and it's experience, it's knowledge, it's understanding in a way that could never be taught, never be taught, but learned. And sometimes the school of hard knocks is fucking hard, and it's hurtful, and it's so many words that I can call it, but it's also strength to pull out of and become better and change every single day. You're never the same. If you allow yourself to be different, every single day you can be different. Every single day you can change the future because it hasn't happened yet. Every single day. Every single day we have the opportunity to be a little bit more kind, to be a little more understanding, a little more authentically you. No mask. No try to be something for this person and something for that person and something for this person. And that's a lot of different somethings. And all of a sudden, before you fucking know it, you've got multiple personality disorder. Stop. Just be you. You have one life and one opportunity, and you have one day to live every day. One opportunity to live every day. Tomorrow's not promised, so you've got to live those moments now. Love those moments now. Don't wait for life to happen. Make it happen. Be it. Immerse yourself as all of it. I think this more than anything is the superpower. This more than anything is what changes physical. Sound. Okay. Emotion can become physical. Thought can become physical or matter. So thought can become matter. I don't remember how it was stated, but it was wondrous. And it basically spoke of if you say it, it can become it. If you think it and then you say it, it becomes it. And then it could become of solidity and matter. And you create something into matter. And that matter comes into energy and comes into motion and change. If you feel it, it changes you physically. If you think it and feel it, it changes you physically. You are the creation, the manifestation of your universe. It starts with you. No matter about my rambling, no matter where I may go, it all starts with you. You've got to trust you. You've got to love you. I mean, I'm not talking about like you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I am so beautiful. Thank you very much. I am fantastic. I will kiss myself again because, you know, I am French. And French people, they kiss themselves and they love themselves so much. It's probably a terrible French accent. I'm just really high. And I feel like that sounded good. Like that sounded like a fucking Frenchie guy, person, Frenchie. I'm sorry, I like French people as well. So if anybody's French and they're listening to my terrible French accent of your people, sorry, not sorry. Oh, see? But I think I respect you enough to do your accent. It's not like it's like funny. It's hysterical. Okay, sorry. I apologize. I don't really apologize. I don't give a shit. Yeah, as a Frenchman, oh, that was rude. I would beat you, or you will beat me. Beat me. And so that's the thing. No worry, no stress. I do it with fun. I do it with joy. I do it with love. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. A fucking French person now. Now I got the French person in my head. That's wild. That is wild. Multiple personalities. I thought I did a French person. I think I'm just so high. I did the French person well. And probably I sounded like shit. Probably it's like when somebody's drinking and they think like they're like Don Juan. They're like, hello, how are you? It's nice to meet you. Fantastic. And instead, they sound like, I just, oh, he's pretty. So I think that would be like the equivalent to my stoner speech, where I feel as though my accents are right on. They sound good to me, but what you hear and what others hear is not exactly the same thing. I used to be able to do, I thought, a really good Bobcat Goldthwait. And that actually won me as a kid. I met Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund, the original Freddy Krueger. So it was a radio station giveaway. I knew the DJ pretty well, but I was young. I was too young to be working for him. So he was exploiting young labor, and I was doing voiceovers at an early age for the radio station in Houston. So anyways, we were chit-chatting, and it was really late at night, and I can't remember what it was completely. I was on the way to Austin to go to this concert, this iconic, insane concert where I saw Lenny Kravitz, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I saw Metallica. Yes, it was insane like that. It was a 2-day festival. I I don't remember much about. Anyways, okay. But on the way there, I remember having this conversation with the DJ, and we were on the phone. Like I was on hold or something. He's like, "Hey, I've got this ticket. You're not going to believe what it's fucking for. I need you to win this contest." And I'm like, "Shut up." He's like, "No, I'm serious. You need to win this." So I'm like, "Okay, okay, okay." So he goes, "All right, fucking hang up, dude, and just listen. Listen for the keywords, man." Like, okay. But it wasn't only me who was giving the keyword. He was like, dude, he was giving it to everybody. I just had an ear ready, and we're driving. And dude, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cell phones. I don't believe I had a cell phone. I think I had a pager. If we were listening on the radio, no, I remember it had to be, we had a cell phone. It had to be a cell phone. I've got to remember, we spoke beforehand. I'm on the trip. I'm listening to the radio. This is before fucking cell phones. Hold on, hold on. This is fucking Freddy Krueger. I had a pager. Okay. I remember talking to the DJ dude before we left. It's like, I was checking on the concert. I was like, dude, you gotta be listening. He's like, listen for this. Okay. It had to be before cell phones. We're listening on the radio. We pull over and we call from a payphone. And I had to do something. I don't remember what it was, but we won. We won, and I was able to bring friends with me. So I brought like 2 or 3 people. And we met at the radio station. I think it was 104 KRBE at the time. So no, it wasn't 104, 93Q, before it went country, maybe. That's how old I am. Radio stations change format and places and people. Anyways, so we had to meet at the radio station, and we're out front this big building, and I thought the whole building was the radio station. It's like one fucking office on a floor. But anyways, or one floor or one office on a floor in a building. Anyways, so while I'm waiting downstairs to meet Robert England, before we go to eat pizza with him, and then went to Astro World to be part of Fright Night, this production they put on every year, and they would make it bigger and badder and better. So they put on Fright Night. So anyways, so we're waiting to meet Robert England, and coming up from the left was Bobby Brown and Belle Biv DeVoe. No, God, what was it? Oh my God, what was their They all had huge high tops, so much gold, and it was Bobby Brown. Way back in the day, like back in the day, young Bobby Brown. And so I saw him right in the beginning there, and everybody's like, hey, we really didn't. I mean, like, and then it's like, oh, hey, it's like, holy shit, you see who it is. And they were coming to do promos in the radio station. So it was like a double cool treat. You got to meet them. And then Robert England came in, and we're all talking to him. And it's like, wow, these are iconic moments that were amazing. I mean, amazing. And I don't even know why I was talking about that. Why the fuck was I talking about that? It was so weird. But life-changing. Living and when you're younger, it's easier to live in the now because you're not thinking of bills in the future. You're not thinking of responsibilities in the future. You're not really thinking in the past because you're still creating that forgivable, atonable, understandable past. So I think when you're younger, you're more living in the now. You appreciate, and that's why you remember back when you were young so often, because you remember those moments that you lived without a care. You lived without stress and pressure. You lived without thinking past or future. You lived and you loved and you enjoyed and you laughed and you breathed because you were living right now. You weren't carrying a bunch of shit. You didn't have any shit to carry. We should live like that now. And I know you think, I can't. I have responsibility. I have this. You don't have it all the time. You have 5 minutes to breathe. You have 10 minutes to breathe. You have 2 hours and 24 minutes. Holy shit. I could fucking talk. To breathe sometimes, somewhere. In the corner, you hear me going, don't be in the corner like that was weird. Like a bottle of wine or something, some cheese, a nice charcuterie board. Yum yum. Getting excited now. Now I'm hungry. I did eat right, like in the car on the way. Boom, boom, boom. The start of the show was like the psychotic energy it started with. I was just finished driving. I just got here. Just got here, and I changed direction because I was supposed to be going to Miami, but I was stuck in traffic, and there was no friggin' way. With another 5 hours on the road, even I think my energy was already on low after pushing throughout the entire day, and having such a busy early day as it was. I think through better planning, and that's what needs to be done, and that helps me out. I'm going to tell you something. That Chimera number 4 has balanced me really nicely. Like, I mean, I don't do that many hits, but during the show, I don't get to smoke my big doink, my doinky doinker, my 2.5 grammer, my 2 grammer. Honestly, I rolled one the other day that was like the whole eighth, gone just like that. Well, I smoked it in 2 sessions, and it was delicious. It was like a cannagar, so a cigar, but with cannabis, but without a tobacco leaf. It was a vegetable wrap. Now, I might even be interested in hemp wraps. I don't know. I'll have to look into them, see what's delicious. This guy in Tampa that I'm probably going to be seeing tomorrow has got golden wraps. Oh. So we're going to maybe do a little golden wrap. Hey, yeah, I know you're excited. I'm excited. I don't know why the Spanish guy came out for that. I really don't know. But I guess it is kind of, one and one with excitement. It's like the Antonio Banderas guy, the kitty cat, the cat, the, meow, Puss in Boots. I have to have seen every movie 4 million times. And then again, and again, and again, and again. And you some of these things you've seen once or twice with some of your children, and then you have even younger children, and you have to see it all over again. Just throwing that out there. My youngest is 6 years old. Pretty young. Just turned 6. But it's a delightful treasure. It's a revitalization of energy. Actually, okay. Let me quickly talk about this, and I'm going to end the show, okay? Because it's a lot of time. Giving energy like I do, giving power. And I feel like I give people energy in my speech, in my presentation, in my meeting people and shaking hands. You exchange energy. In the promotion of positivity, in the promotion of enthusiasm for life, in the promotion of pushing your frequency of goodness and kindness to the world, to change the world in our own little way, takes a lot of energy. And I give it to my family, I give it to my friends, I give it to my coworkers, I give it to my patients, and to just people everywhere. I need to recharge. You need to recharge. And I mentioned the other day that sometimes I feel like an energy vampire. I feel like there's moments where I can suck in energy almost from people around me, from the group around me, from emotion around me. When I used to DJ in some of the big clubs, and a group of people would kind of come in towards the back, and when a group comes in, energy can change. Vibe changes, and you've got to feel that, and you can be pumping with the beat, and you've got to be able to feel that beat and feel how that changes and how that becomes. So you've got to feel that energy and feel how that energy melts and blends into the club and blends into the dance floor. And I mean, if you see a few of them dancing, but not all, then you got to bring in another beat. You got to bring in another beat just so they can feel that. And then you start seeing what they're feeling. You're seeing what everybody's feeling, but you don't want to lose them. You don't want, I miss DJing. Damn it, I miss DJing. I miss the energy of that. I miss the electricity of that. Does it mean I can't have it back? Of course I could. I'm magic. Magic in a booth, baby. But that's a different life. Is it? It could be this life still. And it's whatever the energy calls for, but I don't have time for it right now. I wish I did. You should always have time for music. You should have always have time to meditate with music, think with music, move with music. You know, that helps change everything. What the fuck was I talking about? I was talking about the energy. I was talking about the vibe. Oh my God, my brain just stopped. See? Mm. Mm. So I was talking about energy and energy vampires. So when I was a DJ, I could feel and kind of suck in the energy of people, and I could go and DJ till 5, 6, 7 in the morning. Yeah, some crazy shit. Um, Insane sets, right? But I needed that kind of energy from the people and from the club and from the people dancing. So even now, it's not so much from the people that I steal it from. And I say I'm stealing energy, I'm borrowing energy, I'm sharing energy, I'm borrowing and giving at the same time. So people laugh if I hug a tree. But if you hug a tree, you can feel something. And I mean, you really feel it. You take a deep breath in and you hug a tree and you almost feel like there's a magic, an energy, a recharge. I try to go barefoot when I do that. Don't want to step in ants though, but go barefoot and stick your feet in the ground and hug a tree. Maybe go to a garden and gently move your fingers across the flowers. Um, Recharge. Become part of the earth again. Become part of the energy and share it. And that recharges your energy. And I know you may think, you're a fucking silly motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about? Hugging fucking trees and taking your shoes off. Do it. What do you have to lose? If you're feeling low on energy, if you're feeling like your yang and your yin ain't yinging and yanging at the same time, or in the same way that you need it to yin yang or yang yin, or whichever one you need, whichever one that you're needing, you're positive. Yes, 100%. Ground yourself. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Good to have you here. But yeah, absolutely. Ground yourself. Ground yourself. Become part of Mother Earth again and take her energy in and share whatever you have left of yours. Recharge. That I do it. Whenever I go to the Butterfly Museum with my daughter on the weekends. And I try not to go every weekend because that's expensive shit. But when we do go, I spend insane amounts of time. I tell her, all right, pee before we go in there. Because the second we get in there, you're gonna be like, I have to pee. Like, we just walked in here. Just walked in. I have to pee. Of course you do. So luckily you get a little band, you can leave, you can go pee pee, and then you come back. And that's what, and I like to, and everybody walks through the Butterfly Museum so quickly. Like they just keep walking. Like, oh, everybody's in a line. Like, why are you all in a fucking line? Sit down, relax. Fucking enjoy this for a moment. What kind of fucking rush are you on that you can't soak in the beauty of these fucking butterflies? The sound of a waterfall. Shut the fuck up and sit down. Put the camera away for a second. Look at that beautiful butterfly. Take a picture of it. Now sit the fuck down. There's beautiful chairs there, beautiful benches with little misting, natural misting water to keep the moistness in the air. And it feels like a little jungle. It feels like an escape. A little heavy on the air sometimes because it's humidity, but the butterflies and there's little birds running around, little don't know what the hell they're called. They don't fly. They just run around. I'm sure they fly, but they jump. They look like a jump fly. And there's butterflies eating bananas and plants and papayas, and there's things growing inside of things. And wow, that's a little piece of heaven just for a moment, just to recharge and realize that life is so much more than what we see. It's not the concrete that surrounds us. It's not the traffic that we deal with every single day. It's not the bosses shouting orders or giving more work or not appreciating us, because you work for somebody and you're never going to be rich. You're never going to be appreciated like you're supposed to be. Only you appreciate you that way. Only you are going to pay you the way you need to be paid. Only you are going to work hard. Always, though. You're going to work hard for somebody else. You can work hard for yourself. It's about, and so this circles all the way back to the beginning of my conversation with itchy, itch, itchy, itchy, itch, itch, itch. Okay. This all comes back to trusting yourself, loving yourself, knowing that you can be authentic and being authentic, not having to wear a mask to please anybody, just you, just yourself. I, that's it. To me, that's the beginning of changing everything. And then if you want a bigger house, or you need a house, or you want love to enter your life, or you want money or fame or acceptance or attention, always be careful what you manifest and always be careful what you wish for. Because when I keep calling it magic, please don't mix my words. It is. Don't mistake what I say by playfully calling it magic. It's magic, and you manifest it. So as you go to sleep, and as you think it, imagine it and put yourself into it. Like the example, if you're listening to the other show, where you imagine your hand reaching onto the ladder, your right hand or your left hand, and then you imagine your right hand reaching onto the ladder, and then your left foot, and then your right foot, and then climb that ladder to the very top. And then when you reach the top of the ladder, you climb all the way down. And you keep doing this up and down for 3 days. Only right before you fall asleep, as you're going to sleep, so that this becomes part of your subconscious. If it's authentic and if it's real. And I'm not talking about you dreaming about the fucking ladder, by the way. If you're dreaming about money, find a way to incorporate the ladder and money. The money and the ladder have to have nothing to do with each other. It's just the authenticity of it. And it's the repetition of you putting it into your subconscious. That's the trick. Authentically. Real. If you really don't need it, it's not going to manifest. If it's just for shits and giggles, manifestation is deeper than that. I think manifestation is subconsciously deeper than that. We can play with our subconscious and we can think we can fool it. And sometimes we can for a moment, but it catches back up with us. So it's got to be real. You can't fuck with yourself. Can't fuck with your mind. And that's what this is. Manifestation is your mind, your universe. Look, the electrical representation of the universe is the exact same as the electrical representation of our brain. Holy shit. Look that one up. That'll blow you away. That'll show you how powerful you are. Oh, all right, starting to get late. Look at that. Not like I have anything else to do right now. I don't. Plans were completely changed. And instead of letting it bother me, it's just a thing. It happens. Make up for it. Do what you can. Work a little bit harder. But know your limits. Don't push yourself. Don't push yourself. Don't blame yourself. Let it go. That's the number one step. Love yourself, trust yourself, and let things go. Pick them up. Take them off. Put them on the imaginary table. Because if you don't, they're going to be so heavy, they're going to consume you. They're going to be so heavy that you're not going to be able to move anymore. You're not going to want to move anymore because so much you're holding on to. It's too much to keep going and keep dragging everything behind you. It's so hard. It's so heavy. Let it go. It's still there, but you don't have to carry it with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in everything you do. You don't have to. Oh, wait, it's out. Right. Okay, it's back. I think I have it set pretty high. I don't know. I can't tell the colors on this thing. Every time I try to change it, it goes to another color. But it's like 1, 2, 3. So it's green. Green to me signifies a low level. So we're going to go green. Boom, boom. Okay. Ooh. Uh, oh, that's some serious stuff right there. Who's at the door? That was creepy. Was somebody at the door? Hello? I just heard a. Oh my God, I'm so freaked out now. I'm so absolutely freaked out now. Wait, I've got to go look. Was there somebody there? Who's there? Oh, okay, hey. Mwah. Oh, hold on. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Okay. Just be quiet, okay? Okay. Well then, as interesting as that is, that was my son coming over to say hi. And he was locked out of the house. Probably a good thing to lock him out of the house. This way he doesn't eat all the food and the ice cream and the cookies, which is good. It's good I let him in because I shouldn't be eating those things. So, hey kid, how are you? Hi.
Lots of crying.
Lots of crying. What's going on? What's the matter? Why are you crying? What is happening with you?
I'm crying over a girl that really, really has destroyed me mentally, bro.
My son is having a heartache. Do you want to hear about it? You want to tell them? What do you give a shit? You don't care, do you? I mean,
Bro.
look, young heartache, young love is such an awesome
I
thing.
guess
Because you're gonna learn. I mean, young love is a beautiful thing, but it's temporary.
We both talk, right? It's if we can talk and ramble on for hours and hours and hours, and before I dated her, we were friends, you know? I dated her, she asked me, oh, did you want to get into like a relationship? Like, I want to get into a situationship, I'll give it a try, right? You get the relationship like 5 months, really give it a try, and like.
How long have you guys been dating? Wait.
5 months.
5 months. Okay. How many times have you broken up in that 5 month period?
Once.
Once. Are you still together right now?
Yeah. I told I wanted things to work out.
Why? Are you thinking of breaking up? Is either one of you, she's proposing it?
She's thinking about it.
Okay, she's thinking about it. Can I tell you something? If a woman is thinking about leaving, you don't want to hold on to that type of an energy and restrict her from exploring who she wants to be.
Right.
Just hear me out. So wait. But instead of
I'm not gonna change it.
working to work it out, give her the opportunity to think about it. Don't box her in. Don't give her space to think about.
That's what I did once. I told her.
I know you did once. What you did it once. He's done it once. I've given her space once.
No, like I gave.
What was it, Johnny Dangerously? Oh my God, yeah! I gotta have to watch that movie now.
I talked to her.
Johnny Dangerously,
The only time, like when she broke up once with me.
Sorry.
She wanted things. I was like, okay,
come here.
That's your choice.
Come here.
That's your choice.
Come here. Come for a second. Just for a second. I'm sorry. I don't feel like getting up. I'm being lazy. Come here. I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Knock over my pipe, you asshole. Listen, don't worry about it. I'm serious. Don't worry about it. You're going to go through a lot of relationships and a lot of learning moments. And this is one of those learning moments. And don't force a relationship. Okay? All right? Things work. They work. Anyways, okay. Sorry. You're knocking down everything. What is this?
You're knocking it down.
Fucking oaf.
The thing is, like, I
holy shit. Okay.
Take your time with it. Just you think about how you want things to go and come back to you, and you feel like
So is that what you said? So are you giving her space right now? Are you giving her,
Yeah, I'm giving her space right now.
Okay. That's it. That's all you can do. Look. So why are you crying? Why? See, what do I talk about? You're creating the space. You're creating the environment. Just let it go. And that gives you an opportunity to think about it. It gives you an opportunity to go, okay, do I want to be in this type of relationship right now? Do I want to be in this type of place right now? Because I'm studying, I'm learning, I'm progressing my education, I'm progressing my blah 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 job and my friendship circles. And right now, do I want to shape my life and my direction around this right now? In that sense, she needs to breathe and I need to breathe. Let go. This is a perfect opportunity to be able to look at how you shape the future in front of you. How you shape.
Week, bro.
Oh, you're seeing her next week. What kind of fucking space is that then?
That's the thing. Like,
He's terrible at giving people space. He's terrible at giving space. I'm gonna see her next week. What are you doing next week? Is it a quick get together?
yeah,
Then guess
for a
what?
couple
Don't
days over here.
don't do no stumpy stumpy. No. Look, all right, you tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. There should be no stumping. If he's just gonna see her next week, they shouldn't make it about sex. They shouldn't make it about a quickie. Even though, I mean, how am I gonna say that to a 21-year-old? No stumpy.
The thing
But
is,
don't
like,
make it about sex. Look, if it's really a relationship, and if it's really something, look, if it's really a
I
relationship,
told about a person I was
and
gonna
it's
come.
really from the heart, then it has nothing to do with sex. And that means
I'm
no,
not
no,
looking
keep
for
your
sex.
pee in your
That's the
pants.
thing.
I'm serious. Listen to me. This is the most important thing. And you're gonna be like, duh. I'm like, no, Gideon, keep it in your pants. If you're really looking for a serious relationship, and if that's what your end goal is, then maybe you need to let you need to be more real and not make it about sex and see if your emotions are compatible. See if your psyches are compatible, your minds and your energies. I mean, she seems like a very sweet girl. I like her. Nice. But how much do you know her beyond your sexual attraction?
I know a lot better.
Good. Now,
I told her how I felt like about a certain situation about a person she recently met, and how I feel very uncomfortable with it. And just
there's a lot going on here in his life, and it's tough. It's tough because I try to give him the same advice that I would give anybody here when it comes to relationships. Don't let relationships guide your decisions. Let your decisions be your decisions, your understanding of the world, your understanding, and let it meld in with a relationship. Let it become part of one, but let yours be individual. Whoever you are, be individual. Be individual in your decision making and your understanding of things. Give. I saw. Give space. Give space. Give space to understand what things really are. Don't leave it in the pants. Because if it's about sex, then that's all it is. And that's going to come and go. You're always going to have sex. But love, heart, emotion, fucking that sparky energy shit, wow. That has nothing to do with sex. Nothing at all. Nothing. Nothing. So don't let it shape your decisions in life. Don't let it shape where you're going. Don't let it shape your emotion. Because look how that is shaping how you are. Look at you. I could feel it. I could see it.
I'm just sad, bro.
I know. Go have some ice cream and chocolate. It helps. You want to smoke? You want to smoke?
Mm.
Smoke. You want to try? You
Dude,
want to try? Wait, you want to
tonight
try this?
I worked with one person I didn't like.
He's 21. He has his card. Just letting you know. He has his medical cannabis card. Do you want to try it?
Nah.
No. Okay. Good. See. No pressure. Okay. And see, this is another interesting thing. My own children are like, yeah, not really. I don't give a shit. Which is so wild. Because you'd think, oh, you smoke weed, they smoke weed. No, I did not actually smoke weed with my children ever until they became right because until he became 21 on the podcast. I was doing a podcast after he's 21, okay? After he turned 21, and one of my podcasts, he joined me, right? Remember?
Yeah.
I don't even know where the hell he is. All right, be quiet. Don't wake people up. So he joined me on the podcast and we smoked together and it was weird. It was weird. They don't drink. My kids aren't drinkers. I mean, he enjoys a joint here and there on his own or with his friends, but we didn't smoke. And so he had smoked with me the one time and a couple puffs out of the doink, the joink doink, the doink joink, the doink. And he was fucking high. And I forget how you know how his endocannabinoid system is so easily influenced. His tolerances were so low. So, anyways, look, if here, I'll close up the door. 1 sec. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So, if I had known then what I know now, relationship and life and decisions would be very different. I wouldn't let the little head make decisions for the big head. I wouldn't have let my sexual needs and desires shape what I do for a living, or shape where I go, or where I travel, or the decisions I make thereof, or who I become, or what masks I put on to make those people happy so I can achieve my end goal of of you know you know what I'm talking about. So I don't have to go into absolute detail. My God, the sticky. Oh my God, so the sticky could be referred to as like weed as well. So sticky, sticky. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, baby. Yeah. So then the Austin Powers comes out. What the fuck that's all about? I think anytime I start talking that, so that's why I've always been terrible at that. The second there's any form of me coming, it's like, oh, it's Austin Powers. Hey, baby. Yeah. Whatever. Mm. Find out if it actually is the heart. Find out if two people are like this. Yes, there are needs. Of course. Of course. But if you try hard for this, sorry, I'm sorry to be so cruel and crude, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The harder you try for it, the harder it tries against you. That's the yin and the yang of the universe that I talk about. If you find any chocolate, just bring a little bit this way. Even if it's like a little bit. I'm okay with even a little bit, all right? Sorry. Screaming at my kid to find chocolate. I can hear him raiding the fridge on the other side of the wall. So, of course, there's needs. And if you're trying and mentally pushing during the day so hard towards that, then it's fighting against you. But if at night you are manifesting it, I'm not saying manifest the actual action, manifest meeting great people with great energy like that want to mingle. Dare I say it? So, okay, I'll leave that alone. But it's the truth. Manifest it in a way. Not an unauthentic. Be authentic. Be real. Look, there are needs. And be real. Be understanding. So manifest the energy of it. So maybe the right person comes around. And manifest the energy that becomes it. And then the right energy becomes it. The right person of the right energy comes. Whatever the fuck timing, blah blah blah. Universe. Sparky sparks sparks. So that's the way I see it. Yes, I understand needs. There's needs for so many things. I need a nothing. Nothing. Nothing but good health and happiness, and that's it. Adventure. Adventure and journey. Journey. Lots of journey and adventure in my life. That's all I need. That's all I want, and that's all I need. I want the continual excitement of life. The everyday sunsets, sunrises. I'm I'm lost in its magical colors, and I'm lost in the power of the sun and the energy thereof. I've been trying to relearn, unlearn and relearn everything that I've ever known, just for a better understanding of people and a better understanding of the universe and of the world and of blah 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 blah. Just to learn, just to understand, because I think in age, that's what it becomes about: knowledge and understanding and forgiveness and acceptance. And that's why manifestation becomes easier, because you're looking past everything that held you back. In high school or junior high, I was held back by this bully that followed me into high school. Fucker. See, now I can laugh about it, but I never used to. And followed me into high school and mentally tormented me and destroyed me. No, 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 no. Age does not let you know right from wrong. because so many old motherfuckers still don't know fucking right from wrong. They're stupid. Uh, I'm not going to say Biden. He doesn't know anything anymore, and I feel terrible for him. He's tried his whole life to serve the country. Seriously, the guy's been in government for 50. I don't ever talk politics on this channel ever, so I'm never putting anybody down. The guy's been in politics for 50 something years. Has given 50 odd years of his life serving the United States of America in one capacity or another. And whether you agree with him or not, he's still given his entire fucking life to the country. That's some crazy shit. Moving on, because I don't talk politics. Um, yeah, you know what works and what doesn't. Sometimes. Sometimes you don't listen. You're still, even the older you get, you're still not listening. You're not listening to yourself. You're not listening to the universe around you. You're too busy still trying to be something that you're not. It's not always age. I'm not that fucking old. Fuck you. I'm not that old. And in that, I feel aged with wisdom because of how much I've seen and how much I've been through, how many places I've gone. I mean, you should know who you can deal with and who you can't. You should be able to feel people better on a vibe and an energy and understand that life should be more about a handshake and an understanding. The older you get, you should know what trust really is and respect really is and responsibility. But sometimes people get older and they stop giving a shit. They stop caring. Yes, yes, but with its own with its own difficulties and wonders and problems and moments that require a new understanding, that require letting go, that require a rebirth, if you know, but that require energy, that require goodness and kindness and time and love. Yes, absolutely. And so it's being more than just you. It's being, and even in that, that's not the end all because when I say we need to learn to let go, I understand that even within my own life. I understand that even with my own changing, even with my own becoming who I am now. I wasn't always authentic. And I even think I'm authentic now? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks of me. What I care about is where I can help, how I can help change, and do it real. Just do it as me, as however I come out to you. And if it's too much, it's too much. You can't take it. Some people can't take me. Some people can, some people can't. It's okay. I understand. And I still want to help those that can't take me. You know, I don't want anything. And oh, excuse me, that was a terrible burp. I'm so sorry. I don't want anything from you other than that frequency coming back. Whatever I push out, I like it coming back to me. And it does come back in different places, in different ways, in different forms. Energy comes back. Goodness and kindness comes back. Life comes back. And yeah, I am a fucking handful. But, and all the time. Like it's an emotional fucking roller coaster in the sense that up to this point, learning who you are, going through your own personal emotional roller coasters to understand life and all these extra fucking questions when you're still so many different things. Um, age and acceptance teaches you a lot, and time and quiet. You've got to be mentally quiet. Now, I know that's funny because when am I ever mentally quiet? In the car. In the car, driving. I don't talk. I don't listen to the radio. There is total fucking silence. I'm not on my phone. I'm driving. Silent. It's the only time Sorry, that was weird. I just saw something. Just, okay. Like a bat. On the land here, there's a lot of shit going on. And there's a weird fucking bug on the window. Like really weird. Looks like a stick bug. But I don't think it is. Maybe it's just like a really skinny gecko. Like a gecko that hasn't eaten in a while. I don't know. You never know. Like a lizard. Just, he's like, I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I just can't anymore. Okay. That's, you know, let yourself be a lot mentally. Let yourself be a handful. Don't hold yourself back because in that, you don't get to find out who you are. You don't get to find out what you're capable of. I think I had mentioned it earlier, talking to yourself. You can answer yourself the best. You know what needs to be said. You could be an opposing force. You could be, an opinion. Some people may take you talking to yourself as being crazy. I don't do it in open public. Um, Maybe while driving, I may ask myself a question. Oren, what do you think about this? And I'll be like, oh my God, I can answer my fucking self? Okay, I will. And I do. Um, this, right now, in most cases, this is me talking to myself right now. And I find a lot of understanding. Not even in hearing what I'm saying, I'll go back and listen to it sometimes. I'm like, yeah, that shit makes fucking sense. And then I'll wander off into some mental blah blah blah. I'd be like, what the fuck am I talking about? But then I bring it back around and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, I see what I was talking about. Sometimes I have to go back and listen, but we should be a handful. A lot of us aren't because we're afraid what other people think of us. We're afraid that people think, oh, you're a lot. Yeah, fuck yeah, I am. I'm a lot every fucking day. I am. I'm a lot all the time. And I should be. And you should be if you want to be. And if you don't want to be, don't. I love people. I love energy. I love everything. And I don't know. I think that's what it's all about. You don't have to. You can feel that way. You can become that way. It takes practice. It takes practice. It's not overnight. You just sometimes just want to talk. Listen, I have to go. I just noticed this is an insanely long podcast and my my iPad thingy is about to go kaput. Um, I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining me. I'm highly motivated. Thank you for being a part of this energy and a part of this effort, this community smoke sesh, this get together for all of us. Good night, everybody. And thank you. And have that amazing weekend. Have that amazing adventure. And at any point, have that amazing life.